Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Because Michigan's already over the limit. Claire Johnson on the near sideline gets it in to Kennedy Williams. Kennedy takes a turn, challenges McThurin. Deep left side, Britt Prince's three. You betcha! Ties the game on a CBA three off the assist from Kennedy Williams. 12 for Britt Prince.
Grateful drive and had it blocked by Conwell. And then he threw it off of Shrewsbury out of bounds.
Dr. Johnson short, ran down the rebound. Inside spinning and scoring with the left hand. Lengthy field goal made Trout for Michigan State. Spartans much better three-point shooting here in the second half. Here's Awesome slithering his way inside.
See the Bobby Durkin chance or hear it coming out.
Barnyard, the Bobby chance. Scott against Reynolds and one.
There's some matches you always look back and say, hey, we wish we would have done this, but that's why we went through this gauntlet of matches. You know, the last 4 or 5 duels are really challenging, and so that's only going to make us better. And I thought we wrestled well in some spots, and we have some improvement to make. So yeah, it's good. It's why you wrestle this type of schedule and why you're in the Big Ten. And it's only gonna prepare us for postseason.
Good morning. Welcome in Hurrdat Sports Live. I'm Ravi Lulla. DB will be joining me in just a few minutes here. And Shane, how are we doing this morning?
Doing good, thank you.
Yeah, you hanging in there?
Yeah.
It's supposed to be a little warmer today.
I know Damon's probably not looking forward to that, but I'm definitely looking forward to it.
I mean, I think
the chat for the last couple of days has been looking forward to it too.
Well, they might be able to do what Wyatt did this morning apparently, and sprint down their neighborhood street trying to catch up with cars. So if it's a little warmer, you might not pull a hammy while you're doing that. No, we appreciate everybody joining us here this morning. Like I said, DB will be here in a few minutes. I'm going to take this opportunity to do the rundown very early for once, Shane. So brace yourself here. Coming up, we don't have any guests until 8:45, and we've got Brian Edwards from Major Wager. Then we've got kind of a special guest here. Ryan Held from the University of Nebraska Kearney football coach is going to join us at 9. I want to talk about his recruiting class. He brought in some really, really good players, both from across the state and across the country. And really fascinated. You know, we talked to Dan Jackson a couple weeks ago, and we're going to talk to him again because there were still some things I wanted to pick his brain about. But really, really fascinated about how the current state of college football has impacted lower levels and smaller schools in terms of the transfer portal and how all of that is shaking out. DB and I were talking yesterday about some of his kids from Westside ending up at a really good Northwest Missouri State program that I think in past years may have gotten looks at the FCS or Group of 5 level. So really fascinated to talk to Coach Held there at 9 o'clock. And then 9:30, we'll talk to Michael BRUNTZ of Husker 24/7. Obviously some news there with Dylan Berymon committing to Nebraska. He was the highest ranked uncommitted player left in the class. So that's a big get for Nebraska at an area of need, defensive tackle. And I know everybody was worried about the big bodies. He qualifies. My guy looks like about 330 pounds. So that is that's a big body up there in the middle of that defensive line that I think Matt Rule thinks can push for playing time right away, which is really hard to do, especially in the middle of the defensive line. So we'll see how that goes. And there is also kind of a weird kind of developing story with Tanner Vibable, the quarterback that was committed in this class. He's still, I believe, technically committed, but he did not sign yesterday. And so that's sort of a developing situation as well. We'll ask Michael BRUNTZ about what's going on there. But I did want to take a couple minutes here. Obviously, Creighton basketball has not been a story much in the so far in the season. They've not been playing well. Nebraska has taken all of the limelight, and deservedly so. But I did want to talk about Creighton for just a second here. Don't worry, it's not really about the basketball side of things. And I'm sure DB will have some things to add to this because I believe he knows the family fairly well. But if you didn't hear last night in the postgame show with John Bishop on on Creighton's call on the radio, Greg McDermott let everybody know that yesterday morning, Josh Dix got a phone call that his mother had passed away. She'd been battling cancer. Obviously, this comes right off the heels of the pink out game, which the timing feels kind of incredible there in terms of what that how that happened. But Greg McDermott said something in those post game comments that I thought was really interesting and something that I just wanted to share with you if you didn't hear it. And it was just that, Fran McCaffrey gets fired at Iowa. That's probably the only reason Josh Dix transfers, and he ends up at Creighton. He's from Council Bluffs and then went to Abraham Lincoln. But that whole process happening allowed Josh Dix to spend these last handful of months so much closer to home and get all that time with his mother that he probably wouldn't have had otherwise. And it was just one of those things that, I don't know, for some reason it sort of stopped me in my tracks. I don't know the family. I don't know Josh at all, but there's a lot of times, especially, you guys listen to the show, DB and I, we care about a lot of the bigger issues around sports more than I think more than other people do. And we like talking about those things certainly more than a lot of other people do. And I think people know I'm a big Creighton basketball fan. That's fine. And obviously been super frustrated with how this season went. But I kind of got this sense last night that, I sit here and I think, if the only positive thing that came out of this Creighton season is that Josh Dix got to spend an extra 6 months close to his mom, like I'm actually, that's a win for me. I think that's sorry, I don't know why I'm getting a little emotional here. To me, that's absolutely a successful season. I know that's not how anybody else is going to look at this one. When you look at whatever the final record is going to be, it probably doesn't look like it's going to be very good as they lost to Georgetown last night. But if the only thing we got out of this year is that Josh Dix got to be close to his mom, like I'm cool. Like I'm good. I'm happy for how the season went. I don't know how else to put it. Like, I think that's an absolute win. And yeah, I wish they would win more games, and I wish they would play better basketball and basketball that I enjoyed watching. And I feel bad for Josh in the way that his season has gone in terms of just probably, this the worst shooting season of his college career. You wonder how much of this situation plays into that. I mean, he played last night. I can't believe he played last night. But sometimes that's one of the benefits that we get out of sports is it gives us a place to go feel normal again when nothing else feels right or okay. I wonder if that's what the Georgetown game was for Josh last night. But at the end of the day, I look at this and I go, as long as Josh Dix got to spend more time with his mom because of this season, good season for Creighton. That's a win. And I'll take that every day of the week. That's all I have on that. I just wanted to, if you guys hadn't heard, I know it was kind of a later presser and stuff with Coach McDermott, and not sure that you were listening to the post-game radio comments with John Bishop, but it was clear how emotional everybody was yesterday. John Bishop and Greg McDermott, they didn't do any other player interviews because of this. It was, Josh is close with the team, and it was really hard on all of them. And so just hearing the way that this impacted them and hearing Coach Mack's comments about just how grateful he is for the opportunity Josh Dix got to spend with his mom for the last handful of months was, I don't know, it really got to me, and it was really moving. Maybe it's because I'm super close with my mom, but however you slice it, that makes this year an absolute success in my mind for Creighton basketball, regardless of if they win another game or not. So DB's here. We'll take a quick break. We'll get things set up and kind of restart the show. It's Hurrdat Sports Live. We'll be back in a minute.
Yeah, we wrestled well some matches. Could have, there's some matches you always look back and say, hey, we wish we would have done this, but that's why we went through this gauntlet of matches. The last 4 or 5 duels are really, challenging, and so that's only going to make us better. And I thought we wrestled well in some spots, and we have some improvement to make. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's why you wrestle this type of schedule and why you're in the Big Ten, and it's only gonna prepare us for postseason.
Whether you've walked these halls or cheered on the team, this is our chance to make a difference. Every scholarship, every breakthrough, every dream, you've been a part of this story. On February 11th and 12th, we are writing the next chapter. For 24 hours, every gift, every amount, every one of us will show our Husker pride. This is how we glow big red. This is how we make history. Give today.
I feel like leading up to this last season, having it be the last, the mindset hasn't been that different. It feels like we got another season coming up. And I think that's a blessing because I don't want to be looking so far into the future, like thinking, oh, this is the last, because you're not present then. You're not fully enjoying it. And so Coach and our whole team has talked a lot about being present in this pitch. And I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we will be so thankful that we didn't look forward and anticipate, oh, I wonder if I soaked up that last enough. Like, no, we did because we were fully present in that moment, regardless of whether we were thinking it was the last or not. So, yeah, just being totally present in each pitch. I think we're soaking up the last as well as it can be soaked up.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Mail Medical. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. What's up, DB?
How we doing?
We're doing all right. How are you?
I'm good, man. Just had it. I was never a great curveball hitter, but I could hit off speed.
Yeah?
Yeah.
You get the change-ups.
Yeah, I had plenty of change-ups this morning, and sometimes you never know.
I guess we'll never know.
Hey, you know what you should do?
What's that?
And, like, communicate through text when you're only, like, 20 feet away. That'd be a good way to be efficient this morning. I mean, I don't know who would do that, but
I'll be honest. There's been a time or two where, like, I'm upstairs or I'm downstairs, she's upstairs. I'll send a text.
Well, it's complicated.
I'll fire a text off.
Like, there's a lot of moving parts.
Yeah.
Doctor, no doctor. Do you have to take, like, just holler at your boy? You know what I mean? I ain't asking too much.
Ken says, I saw a guy looked a lot like DB chasing cars in my neighborhood.
So everybody had fun with that yesterday. That was a lot of photoshopping going on. And I'm telling you, I'm not going to rehash it, but I am going to rehash it. I thought about it. I pretend sprinted in my neighborhood.
Okay.
And I'm like, 2 driveways. Okay, that's like 34 feet.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's really like 94 feet.
I'd say it's more than that, yeah.
No, it's like 20. It's not even 20. It's like 15 yards. So, that's 45 feet.
I mean, are you how big are the...
Just driveway, just 2 I said 2 driveway or 2 house lengths.
No, I get that. I just didn't know if there was like yard in between the driveways.
And I'm like, I'm telling you. I don't know, man. Like, if I just jogged into it and hit a running start with a car for only 2 houses, I'm going to jump on that trunk.
I think here's the problem. I think
No,
we're talking
I'm not. No,
I think we're talking.
Just
Hold
let
on.
me be irrational.
No, that's fine. I think we're talking about 2 different things.
Maybe because I think you guys are literally crazy.
So I think we're talking about 2 different things. I think you could time it correctly, in which that if I don't know that you would survive the jump onto the car.
Yeah,
but
I wouldn't probably.
But I think you could time it in a way that if a car was coming, you could jump on and at least touch the car.
For 2 houses, I could keep up.
No, you couldn't keep up.
Yeah,
for 2
it'd be like
houses.
relays,
No.
right? I would just be on my and the bumper would be giving me the stick.
Unless they are starting.
I would be like, stick.
Unless they are starting at the first driveway and beginning their acceleration there, you're not keeping up for 2 houses.
Before the show started, I was telling Ravi that
You're an idiot.
No, that
that's not what you were telling Ravi.
No, I agree. I kind of was seeing where Damon was coming from.
I appreciate that.
It's like
it takes a bit of an open mind.
It takes a little bit of an open mind. It's kind of like when you're coming back from a long trip, let's say Kansas City, Des Moines, or whatever.
Here we go. I think he's going to say something smart.
And you're driving 70, 75, whatever the speed limit is for 3-4 hours coming back from wherever. And then you all of a sudden get off onto like a 45 or a 35 when you get into town. It almost feels like you're walking at that point.
Yeah, but perception and reality are not the same thing. Yes, it feels like you're moving very slow when you go down from 75 to 45. But no human can run 45 miles an hour, DB, or 35 miles an hour.
That's not.
And there's only a couple that can run.
I wasn't really trying to make that case.
I think you could make it feel like you were staying up with a car, but you wouldn't actually be. They'd be passing you.
I feel like a penguin.
I feel like a penguin. We talked to Sip last week. Was it last week?
Yeah, Sip said some very kind things post. Sip enjoys talking to us because of the types of talks we have.
I enjoy talking.
I feel like a penguin.
I enjoy talking.
And I'll give it to Sip. He lets me ask him some tough stuff, and it's weird because he cuts kind of like myself sometimes. If I'm not all super fire everybody, they suck.
Yeah.
He can sometimes be accused of. But as he's gone over to the digital side, he's much, much more critical.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
So, and it's just very interesting. But anyway, Sip said anytime. He said he was being serious though. Like he has to kind of get a pulse. He doesn't like to do it impromptu because he said, I have to concentrate.
Yeah.
And I was like, well, we're not asking you to solve pie. We're just not going to say you need bigger defensive linemen. We're going to say why or talk. Like, we're not going to do that.
Yeah. Be like, did they get enough guys in the portal?
Fire everybody.
Well, they fired a lot of guys.
Some guys just leave because they get better jobs. And by the way, I agreed with you yesterday when I told you, hit the group up with a group text. Be like, hey, this is my long lost guy. I've worked with him twice. Holler at your boy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pleasure working with you for 19 days. I'm not mad.
No, I think there is but just send
the group text.
So this is,
and I get it. It's fluid. This is just
So if people,
this is, I don't know what this is. I almost said this is a dad. It's not a dad because it's not a dad. I think it's just the right thing to do.
So I'm glad you brought that up because I
don't.
I may have sent a snarky tweet yesterday.
Oh, did you? I can't wait to get my Twitter back.
I may have sent a snarky tweet.
I feel like the world is passing me by, kind of like a non-35-mile-an-hour car, baby.
Why non? Because I'm Indian?
Do you know? Oh, that's good. Do you know who was hitting those Photoshops?
Who was that?
So it turns out it was my man JB.
Oh, was it?
Like
Joe?
A guy that I would go visit distance.
Yeah.
Hit me with a Photoshop.
Yeah. Yeah, that's funny.
Like I go see him.
That's funny.
No, it's not funny.
The AI did you dirty though. That wasn't a good look for you.
So he can be really good. He probably whipped it. He did the first one where I was running in front of the car.
Yeah.
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
I like my body in that one too.
It didn't really look. It wasn't bad, but it didn't really
did
look
you see
like
the first one that wasn't with you in the radar gun?
Yeah.
Like the first one was pretty good.
I've got a radar gun. We could clock you.
No, when you were throwing 89-mile-an-hour heaters like you told me you could throw, that's when we should have been clocking you.
I mean, that was like 25 years ago, but yeah.
Dude, you were never touching
Or
89.
20.
Never touching
I don't think
89.
I ever said 89. I think I said 87. And it happened like not frequently.
Off a crow hop from 60 feet 6 inches. Talk about irrational. Do you know how hard that is?
I do know how hard it is. I had a good arm. Like it. I don't know what
you have no arms. How could you have a good arm?
I mean, I'm not built the same as I was when I was like 15, DB.
Would your arm shrink?
Well, no, they got a little bigger, so like the whip isn't quite the same.
The who?
The whip.
God, everybody chose violence today. That's fine.
No, to give some context to the text message thing, Miles Taylor not at Nebraska anymore. Went to go to the Ravens to work with his long lost guy Jesse Minter.
Wyatt's a jerk.
Didn't really communicate.
Found another Asian market yesterday though.
Did you?
Yeah.
Do
you know where?
Where?
I was driving from the plant.
Yeah.
That's on about.
Oh, that makes sense. Well, there's that you wouldn't have seen it before. Like, there's not a bunch of like we were talking about bars.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say
no.
There's Asian people in South Omaha.
There's Asian people all over Omaha. I don't know. Like that's not like.
It was just how you said it.
That's not what I meant. We were talking about bars that we had never seen before.
Yeah.
And
by the way, have any of you guys? What's it?
Pops.
Have any of you guys been to Pops' place
in like South Omaha?
It's on about 35th and Q.
Yeah. Because there was one that I had been
to.
to.
35th and L.
There's one that I had been to at Andy's.
That is
I've been there several times.
So on the way back, there were cars out there in both spots.
I've been to Andy's place. I think it's called Andy's Place several times.
That would be that has got to be the epitome of a neighborhood spot.
Oh, it's a little hole in the wall. Yeah.
Well, Bob's place Pop's place. I want to just so there's another place, and I'm tempted, but I just never know when I'm gonna walk. I don't want to be the dude that like walks into a bar and everybody slams their beer mug down and they look at me.
You mean like the restaurant we walked into at Indy?
Yeah, that was wild. But they weren't looking at me; they were looking at Avery.
I think they were looking at all of us.
Yeah, nobody qualified. Sasha had tats. Avery's Avery. You're
Sasha
Indian,
Sasha was the closest to qualifying.
Yeah.
Because it was sort of that like biker bar-ish vibe.
She has the I don't give a bleep.
Yeah. I think the tattoos actually helped her out.
Yeah. She's like, they're like, oh.
They're like, she might be one of us. The other three are not. I don't know what's going on there.
Not the stereotype. We're just hammering everybody. Wait a minute.
Oh, Husker P.
How would he know?
Listen,
you can say the word.
I don't want to, though.
That you sound like a little kid. I don't want
Says
to.
you. Oh, he's a Richard head. Like, what are we doing?
That's my delivery.
Nah, that was more of a Shane delivery.
Okay, I see what we're on.
Let that shit sink in.
I'm over you too. I'm over everybody.
No, so Miles Taylor went to move on and maybe didn't communicate his exit in the best way.
TK, when you can always call me. TK just been letting me have it for like 30 hours. Hit me with delusional, Damian Bolt. Like, it's fine. Don't you guys know about adrenaline?
What about adrenaline?
Nothing. Back to Miles Taylor.
Yeah, so maybe didn't communicate things in the best way.
And who knows? From my perspective,
from what we understand,
it could have been I'm sure it was very, very fast. But Minter got named
a couple weeks ago, right?
Nah, probably about 8-9 days, maybe.
I mean, maybe.
That's pretty good, wasn't it?
That was a pretty good one.
So listen, I've been on Noid all morning, so I'm liable to say anything this morning. I'm just
Well, maybe.
I'm gonna keep it a buck.
I'm gonna see if we can find what day he was hired, because I don't know. It feels like it was maybe a little bit longer ago, but
all right, we're splitting hairs.
January 26th, almost exactly 2 weeks at this point.
Hey, Kobe, I'm not saying I'm going to run 35. He's so literal. And why is my man hitting me with caps?
To be fair, yesterday you were kind of
No,
saying.
I wasn't. That's
Yeah.
no.
You backed off of it?
Yeah, because I knew what I was really saying. I can go back and get it. As you would say, I have more information.
Yeah, the information was no human has ever ran that fast in history.
That's what I always do, and they never catch me. Ain't nobody gonna catch me.
This is going to be a very tumultuous 3 hours.
Well,
I have to really restrain myself.
Husker P says,
Look at Joe Good responding in caps. It's fine. It's fine.
Corner pocket a block away from Andy's is a good pool hall. I haven't been there.
I saw it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it.
You saw the pool hall?
I'm a little, I mean, it's a little north, but of the place I'm talking about. But I joke with you about, like, I would go to like the Lemon Drop sometime.
Yeah.
Which is basically 42nd and.
Have you ever heard of
Jay Giles, man?
Have you heard of the Fantan?
No.
The Fantan is like the most hole in the wall bar I've ever been to in my life.
So in my life,
to this day.
No, there's a guy that does food reviews, and he says in my life.
It's like on 60th
He
and
is
Center, basically.
Hilarious. So I did see a place I wanted to stop in and say and go. So remember when I had to get the endoscopy and colonoscopy? So the only people, the one Walgreens that was available for the whatever you take it before I go, because they want this particular endoscopy guy liked the prescribed deal, not the Gatorade and whatever. It was like 2 medicine packets, and so anyway, I had to go to this Walgreens, and I think it was this 35th and something. And wasn't far from my house, so it's super south side, and maybe Harrison Giles somewhere. There's Walgreens off 35th, and there was this. I passed this bar, and I looked at the name, and I was like, "Huh, I'd stop in there." But then I'd be like, "Man, what would I be running into?" Because that's what you don't know.
Yeah,
but
like
in the same strip mall as this little Walgreens. Was like this random Chinese spot. And I took a picture of it, and I'm like, I know that place is good. I mean, it was like the width of these double doors right here, but it was in the strip mall.
Yeah.
I mean, that place had to be fired.
You can eyeball it, yeah. Like, you know.
Was it? I got to remember what it was.
What part of town was it in?
So I was like southeast. So I mean, I don't want to waste time on the radio, but the Walgreens was on like 35th and something.
Oh, okay.
Harrison, maybe?
I wasn't. Okay.
Is there a Walgreens over there, Giles?
I haven't been that far. Oh, if you're like way south, there's one on like 36 and Cornhusker.
I don't know about what. Maybe that was it. Is there a little Chinese spot in that little strip mall?
I think so. There's like a Baker's in there. Was there a Baker's back there?
Dude, it was Sunday, and I was terrified of the next day. I wasn't really paying attention.
I'll do some Googling for you, see what we can find out.
That's fine. But anyway, back to Coach Taylor. What were you going to say?
So I guess
you just want him to hit him with a group text.
I
did.
This sort of like went into this whole thing that I've got going on about.
That might be it.
I think it is, and this is right off Cornhusker. I think.
Yeah.
I've been really struggling with people who don't show a lot of gratitude.
Yeah. He could have. I'm not painting him in that light.
I'm not either, but it happened. So let me give context here. So one of your old partners, Seviere.
Oh, okay.
He tagged me on Twitter because this is a thing people do now. Anytime somebody leaves Nebraska.
I saw that. He said at Ravi Lulla.
Yeah, anytime somebody leaves a thank you note
You're
from
talking about
Josh Martin.
Yeah.
And
which, by the way, I'm going to let you go.
No, go ahead.
People misconstrue that whole situation.
Yes.
This whole special teams thing.
Yeah. It's got a little goofy.
And I can't believe people with such limited information would die on a hill. Like, you don't know enough to have a strong opinion, unless you just want people to think, oh, he said something crazy. Yep, that's what it is right there. My man, Mr. Bell. Oh, and my principal, Mr. Bell, did not like
36 in Harrison. Okay.
That's what it is, my man.
So that's a little further north from where I'm thinking. There is one down a little bit further on Cornhusker, but
yep, that's where it is.
So Severe tags me in the Josh Martin, like, very nice message from Josh Martin, like, showed a lot of gratefulness and gratitude. And for the people that like don't understand, because I think there is important context here, Josh Martin did not leave the opportunity to be special teams coordinator at Nebraska to go be a high school head football coach. Josh Martin was not named the co-special teams coordinator at Nebraska 2 weeks ago and then decided to go be a head football coach in high school. Like, that, I think, is the important context. Brett Maher and Nick, what's the other guy's name? The co-special teams coordinator. It's escaping me right now for Nebraska. They named Brett Maher and the other guy got named special teams coordinators, co-special teams coordinators. But that basically happened 2 weeks ago internally.
Yeah.
And so this is not, hey, the guy we thought was going to be our special teams coordinator is leaving. This was the guy that did not get named special teams coordinator is moving on.
I see what you're saying.
Which is a very big difference than what a lot of what the narrative is out there is saying.
Yeah, we're still whining over Eck.
Nick Humphrey, thank you, Kobe.
And I'm like, anyway.
I'm glad you brought Eck up.
It's just
because you know who we did not get a word out of?
Who's that?
Mike Ekeler.
I'm just saying the situation isn't near what people. If you want to be a critic, it's what I said yesterday. It's what I've always said.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to be negative and have a check mark and say, see, then you look at it a certain way.
Yeah.
And this isn't even about whether I believe in Coach Rule or not. I'm just telling you that, like, it's not a knock against Coach Rule. I don't care how you size it up, and Coach Ekeler isn't going to say it is either. Not if he's being honest. I'll tell you that right now, because then you have to tell the whole story, and that's not happening. So just move on.
Alex says you'd think Eck would have a prompt of letters for leaving schools. He moves on a lot. That's all I'm saying.
I like the guy.
That's fine.
He was very, 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 very. I told you, he went out of his way to come see me.
Absolutely.
To tell me about.
I don't have
knucklehead on special teams. This was 8 weeks ago. But again, I asked the question. I said, like, what happened at the end of Tennessee in the contract deal?
Mm-hmm.
Like, is any like?
We're going to talk about that.
I think if you're gonna have strong opinions, at least be educated. Otherwise, and it's okay to not know. No, I'm not saying you have to be in the know. You don't have to have.
But if
you're
gonna have strong opinions, you should try and educate yourself a little bit.
Like, did you hear the idiot last night that I sent
you?
Yes. Like, what are you doing? You're just gassing the fire, and you don't know bleep.
So,
like, shut your mouth.
So the thing, what you're talking about with Tennessee, for people that don't know, is there was no contract extension at the end of his time at Tennessee. Whether he ended up at
was that good terms?
Didn't seem like it. If you're on good terms, you get offered a contract extension, right? Especially when you're good at your job. Like, he's clearly good at his job, right? So he didn't get offered a contract extension at Tennessee. Whether he ended up at Nebraska or not, he wasn't going to be special teams coordinator at Tennessee that year.
Yeah.
Like, that's factual. He got offered an extension at Nebraska and chose not to take it, right? So what I'm a little tired of is people that claim to be about Nebraska, claim to want to be at Nebraska, claim to be riding for Nebraska, have every opportunity to stay at Nebraska, then say peace out, and then not have boo to say about their time at Nebraska. Like, gratitude is not difficult.
You have to have it. You have to feel it, though. You can't manufacture it.
That's my point, though. That is my point.
That's why I'm not mad. Like,
no, I'm not mad about. People think I'm mad about the letters.
I asked Severe this at lunch.
Yeah.
And would you rather have somebody? Now, just be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Would you rather have somebody not say anything to you at all, or be disingenuous about what they said?
I know where you're going.
No, just
I
answer
would rather
the
them not.
goddamn question.
I would rather them not say anything at all. That's not what I'm talking about.
If Dylan doesn't feel grateful for his time at Nebraska, whether you think he's right or wrong, he may be mad. There may be conversation. You don't know what this dude's feeling. We don't know what transpired between he and the family. Maybe he doesn't feel good about it.
Okay.
So if I'm not saying he does.
Sure.
I know you guys hate these exercises where you have to open your mind if I don't say exactly what you want me to say because you think it. But is it okay if he doesn't say anything? Is it okay if the people that are going to read the letters know what he or she has really said in their departure and they're going to critique it too? Sometimes it's just better to keep your mouth shut.
That's totally fair.
So, that's my take on it.
Here's the crux of my real issue with the letters, no letters, whatever, is
you're a pound of flesh meathead.
Not just that. I'm not going to deny that, but not just that.
Kobe, it's true.
My point is,
if Kobe's tough, I'll take him out. I don't want to have to clean up his messes.
I might take him. I'm starting to like him a lot.
You can't do that.
Why not?
Because part of this deal is early scouting.
Yeah, but
I need to be rewarded for early scouting.
You're out on your early scout. Why am I not going to?
No, I'm not out on my early scout. I'm in on Kobe. I just said he's crazy.
I'm claiming guys off the waiver wire. That's all.
I just need a certain front office. This dude will come in and knock all the papers off the desk.
So my issue here,
damn it, to hell with analytics. Sorry, Kobe, man. I think he can be a very good R3 on special teams. And then he yells in caps.
My issue here is
Kobe, there'd be no cussing in my office, though.
Well, good luck. My issue here, you may not be able to draft anybody on this chat.
Well, I mean, they want jobs.
You know you're not paying them, right?
No, hypothetically.
They want pretend jobs and pretend money.
Yeah, and you can pretend not to cuss. What? Okay, I'm back to being irrational again. Carry on.
Here is my action, because I know people think it's about letter, no letter. It's not. My issue is Kobe, you always have a place on my staff, all right? You always have a place on my team. Sometimes you need a little bit of that. You need a little Kobe in your life.
I mean, just absolutely foolish.
My point here.
Jibs, that's every day. Every day this dude is in the chat, he brings heat. I don't know what it is.
My issue here is if I'm, whether it's a quarterback or a coach or whatever, if they can't genuinely find gratitude in a situation in almost any situation, we're not talking about being like a prisoner of war here, right?
Wow.
Like, I'm not asking John McCain to be like, hey, I really enjoyed my time in Vietnam.
R.I.P.
That's the first POW I could think of.
Okay.
Like by name, I don't know. Like, I'm not expecting somebody like in that situation to be like, hey, like the Hanoi Hilton was really a banger. Loved my time there. Like, I understand this is within the context of sports and things that are not horrifying. Within that context, if you can't find some measure of gratitude, like I can find some gratitude for my first marriage and that didn't go well.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like, if you can't find some measure of gratitude, especially a place that treated you really well for most of the time you were here, compensated you really well for the time you were here, and showed you a lot of love for the time you were here, if you're incapable of finding actual gratitude in that situation, that's where I have a problem.
That's fine.
And a lot of times, whether it's disingenuous or not, if you can't find enough gratitude to have ChatGPT write you a Twitter post, I've got some concerns.
All right.
That's the issue. It's not really about the post or not post. It's, are you capable of finding gratitude in a situation that was largely hugely beneficial for you?
Yeah. I mean,
that's my problem.
I don't know.
But also, I would like a pound of flesh. You're not wrong.
Yeah, because I think when you get to a certain age in certain professions, it's not always about that. Because right, wrong, or indifferent, sometimes people feel like they bring enough skills and attributes to a job that you should be appreciative for them too. But nobody's ever going to say, hey, man, thanks for allowing me the opportunity to hire you.
I mean, if Nebraska did that, I'd be cool.
Hey, thanks for the opportunity. Thanks for letting me hire you.
Yeah.
Now there's a guy we know really, 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 really well who's, in control of our payroll that has said things like, hey, I appreciate your patience.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, thanks for trusting in me.
Yeah.
Right? So I get that aspect, but that's good leadership.
Sure, yeah. I appreciate one of the things.
We don't expect those guys to say that, though.
One of the things I appreciate about our bosses is they frequently are appreciative of people's contributions, and they express that. And that's really nice to have in leadership roles. I don't know what that looks like in terms of publicly. You see it from professional teams a lot. Even when they fire a guy, they say, hey, we really want to thank, if the Ravens fire John Harbaugh, there's, hey, thank you, Coach Harbaugh, for all the years.
I mean, and Mentor made sense.
Sure.
It was
time.
Weird.
It was kind of, oh, you mean for Miles?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, for sure. They had a history. Like, I get it.
I don't know. But I haven't said, and I don't think I have, it's not even my, whatever. Like, he was tough. Coach Taylor was tough. I've been intimating that for 3 weeks, right? It was going to be a definite change in expectation level and delivery in that room.
Yeah.
Right? The yin to Coach Addison's yang. And now, and I'm not, listen, this is like the bridge over River Kwai. I'm not going to give the example. Might be a little insensitive. It was the whole POW thing.
Oh,
relax.
Yeah, that's my bad.
Have you ever seen that movie? Anyway, I don't
No,
want
I
to get
haven't.
distracted because, of course, our group chat will make fun of me for how I can just make anything connected to a tangent that I go on. Hence, bridge over River Kwai. That's the fifth DB coach
that Caleb had since he was here, or will be.
Everybody, yeah, not just Lyle.
No, but anybody from that class would have had
right.
5,
Like so, no Coop, no JB. You had Addison Williams. You've moved on from
Butler,
Coach Taylor, and this will be the 5th.
Mm-hmm. Well, and that's not even if you count Phil Snow at all.
Yeah,
who spent a decent amount of time with defensive backs, didn't he?
Awful quiet. Where is Coach Snow?
I don't know.
It's not like I've been loitering, so I wouldn't know if I saw him. But bridge over troubled water, like a bridge.
Who sings that?
Over troubled waters. Something.
Is that Loggins and Messina?
I don't know, man. It's really
Simon and Garfunkel. I knew it was an and.
I am on the verge of getting ran out of here.
What happened?
Oh, sometimes I just get rheodiah of the mouth.
Simon and Garfunkel. What? Somebody thinks it's Hall & Oates. Alex, I think you're wrong on that one. I think it's Simon and Garfunkel.
Did you know they had a falling out?
Simon and Garfunkel or Hall & Oates?
Daryl John and I don't know what his name.
Daryl Hall.
Daryl Hall
and John Oates.
And Kenny Oates or whatever his name is.
No, Kenny's over there.
No, here?
Yeah.
No, Kenny's cool. Although Kenny's getting pushed in the last 12 hours.
Yeah?
Yeah, Kenny's starting to crease.
Pressing.
I just like
Did he get pushed on our field trip yesterday?
Kenny.
Yeah, Kenny came out. Kenny.
At what point did Kenny come out on the field trip?
Kenny was very interested on how the hides come off of cattle so clean.
Oh yeah.
It's a very pretty cut.
Yeah.
Cuts.
Yeah, multiple.
Which
couple cut stations.
By the way, you were okay with that?
Yeah, I was fine.
All right. You met two good people.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I re-met one of them.
Oh yeah, Connor.
Yeah, I know Connor. I mean,
yeah.
I've probably only seen him a couple times since high school, but I like
Mr. Gillespie.
Yeah.
Well, Justin was really good.
Oh, Justin was great. Yeah, they were both. Great.
Do you like how he just grabbed guts?
Yeah,
we were at a
beef processing
plant yesterday.
Yeah,
because when I get bored and I want to learn more about processes, and I don't have any adult friends, I just go hang out at places. So,
and he's like, Ravi, let's go on a field trip, and I was like, all right.
Yeah, that was wild. It didn't smell near as bad as
I thought it was gonna smell way worse.
And everybody, so Justin, my competitive spirit came out.
Yeah,
because I didn't want to see the heart. So some people call it the harvest area.
Mm-hmm.
Some people call it the kill zone.
Mm-hmm.
I was not interested
Yeah.
Except when he said, "You're here, you might as well." Like, what was I going to say at that point?
Just be like, nah, I'm good.
I thought about it. My stomach did some cartwheels, and I was like, oh, man.
You know what's weird? I thought it was going to bother me more than it did.
Yeah. You didn't say much.
Well, I couldn't hear you guys because it was pretty loud in there, and you were
That's
asking.
why everybody has earplugs. Did you have gum in your ears?
No. Did not have gum in my ears.
What were you going to say, Shane? Because we're getting back to this DB room.
I don't remember now. Good. I mean, I'm sorry.
Good. Probably better serve that way. Keep your little
No, it was
shut.
It was loud in there, and like you were asking a lot of the questions, so I was just kind of hanging back. I didn't want to hover and whatever. And I didn't have a lot of questions. I asked a couple.
Yeah. Are you going back to buy meat from a grocery store again?
I mean, I don't do a lot of the grocery shopping
How about
around
the
here.
margins, though?
Yeah.
Dude,
I find
the math is fascinating.
So I find the financial aspect of it pretty interesting.
I'm intrigued. I have a pricing sheet too.
Like whoever runs the business side of that operation, I'd like to sit in their office for a couple hours.
Dude, a lot of that is Gillespie.
Is it?
Yeah.
Yeah. I wasn't sure like whose job was what.
Well, anyway, so like with the coaching staff, like there's just.
Oh, sorry. I was gonna say, speaking of good leadership, like so Connor has an office job.
Yeah.
But one of the things that he was telling us when he was over there is, I think he said for the first year and a half, right? Is he spent time
in
all
four of the areas. Yeah.
Place, like every single job on the floor, was the fab floor or the
I can sing, man.
Or the killing floor.
Like a friend.
That give
me a shout out for the courage just to do it and be dumb.
And he was very self-aware about it, where he goes like, hey, I know if I'm going to have conversations with these guys, it helps if I've done the job.
Yeah.
So that they don't just look at me and be like, well, what does this guy know? Comes in from the outside, doesn't know anything. Right. So that, like, you want to talk about good leadership. I was impressed by that.
Ooh, Haas. So that's probably the next phase because I buy pigs too, but man, I don't know if
I'm not doing pigs. I'm not going with you, pigs.
I think that would be harder.
I'm not doing pigs.
Well, you watch the guy put what they call that thing?
It's like I don't know what it is. Like an air gun.
That thing was 30 pounds. He was using one hand to hit them guys.
That dude was just doing work.
Did you see his biceps?
No, I was focused on
for a little dude, you could tell he uses his arms because that was the only big part on his body, but he was swole.
Yeah, he probably had a little Popeye thing going on there. He's lots of spinach.
We're back to Popeye?
Yeah, not heroin, just the spinach.
It was a theory. I'm not saying Popeye was on heroin.
Okay. I just want to make sure. Like, I didn't want to accuse this guy of anything. He seemed like a decent guy.
I should have given myself more time before I came in here.
Why? You need a little.
Because I just hit the ground running.
It's hard to jump in.
The stream is crushing me.
It's hard to jump
Kobe's
in.
cussing at me. A-Train's crazy.
Yeah.
Haas is the only one with some sense. All the normal people that say nice things, I don't know where they're at. Wyatt's gassing the fire. TK's certifiable. Joe Good is gassing up Juan. Juan's crazy. Like, this is not a safe place right now this morning.
Jose Bueno says that's not spinach, it's Coke. More of a diet guy myself.
Once he said he was tenured, Joe Good is really all to the good.
Juan says, I'm not gonna say that.
Oh man, I don't. No, I don't.
Yeah.
No, I don't.
No, probably not. Maybe a little. No, I thought it was gonna. It wasn't my favorite part.
Oh, thanks, Waltz. I appreciate you.
But
the L stands for level-headed.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
We're getting caps. Let's go. All right, I can calm down.
Your friends are coming out the woodwork. Your draft board's coming to life.
There's no telling what we're gonna get in here every day.
Your draft board's coming to life in real time.
Everybody loves Juan. It's a total crapshoot. TK, shocker, you like Juan.
TK's
warped too.
No,
TK is the perfect dude to be putting people in jail. Just no nonsense, no gray.
JB's got you.
No, JB, you slaughtered me yesterday with the photoshopping.
He had you on the killing floor?
Funny. Zip it, Martina.
You know what I kind of wanted to ask? Come on, man. Because I I was a little concerned because I've never been in one of those plants before or anything like that. So I didn't know what to expect. And I was like, oh man, I hope I like don't get like nauseous, you know? And so I wanted to ask him if anybody's ever thrown up. Surely someone has, right?
I know. Which was the worst job, the hide part or the stomach area?
The hide didn't bother me that much. So it depends on which part of the stomach area. The guys like in the back that we didn't really go see them. That
was hot, where they could not miss on the slits.
Yeah, like that was probably. Oh no, not those guys. Those guys were okay. Where they're just like
5.
No, but there was one where they took what those guys did and like started rendering it, and we didn't go all the way back there. That probably because that was the smelly place he didn't take us.
It was hot back there too.
Yeah, it's hot. I'm tired.
Do you know I laughed when they said, "Hey, what size boots do you wear?" I was like, "I ain't wearing no boots." I'm glad I had boots.
100%. I was very grateful for all of the gear they gave us.
How about he just grabbed some tripe and he's like, "Hey," I was like, "Put that down."
He grabbed like spinal cord and was like, "Yeah, I got to get all this out."
Some of that stuff, I don't know. Anyway, back to sports. That was fascinating.
It was fast. It was a fascinating. Like it was very educational.
I think are you going back to buying from grocery stores?
I don't buy our groceries. Whatever Natasha decides to do, that's what we do for food. Like I have no say in the food process in our house.
You're such a gunk.
Unless I'm like, hey, I would prefer to go out to eat today. And then she's like, all right, dope, let's go. That's the amount of say that I have in our food in our house.
But the cool thing is you pay the bills too. Like when you go out to eat.
Yeah.
Must be rough.
I mean,
you're such a nice person.
We don't have kids. It's easier.
No, but you don't do anything except just have to pick up the tab. Like life, that would be pretty good.
Yeah, that's nice. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So you should be a nicer person. You shouldn't be mad about letters and goodbyes and hey, we appreciate our time here.
No, this is a really good example because if
of course it is.
If something were to happen, and I no longer was able to do that, I'd be like, hey, I'm really grateful for that time in the life and the people that gave me those opportunities.
I hate you.
I wouldn't be like, well, I guess it's over now. Time to go. I guess my brother's a tight end. I don't know.
Oh, no, you did.
Ravi.
Because you know that family famously fleet of foot. My bad. I know it's still your boy. I apologize. I couldn't help myself. The joke Tourette's got me.
It's fine.
It almost sounds like we need a new song.
What do you got?
Ooh, soldier boy, tell them. Hey, I got new dance for y'all called Soldier Boy. Check out the punch, then crank back 3 times from left to right. Soldier boy, I'm in it. Watch me crank it, watch me. Watch me crank that soldier boy, then Superman. That.
Oh, shoot.
Is that like auto-tune? Like, that doesn't even sound like Indian people.
Watch me crank it, watch me. Watch me crank that soldier boy, then Superman. That.
Oh.
Like, it sounds like Smurfs.
Dude, just laying in the cut.
He's just mad because every once in a while I make jokes at him, and then he just, sits there with his drops.
Oh.
I mean, you want me to get some real Indian music up here, I will.
No.
In all of my 50 years, I've never been able to solve this thing.
No.
What is that from?
I don't know. I have no idea. He's a fool.
JMP, he spends too much time on TikTok. That's where he finds these.
Sounds like we need a new sound. I am happy for Dayton going to Oregon, though.
That's how Shane would sound if he was Indian.
It's Thursday, right?
Yeah, it's Thursday.
What?
Why are you happy for Dayton? Like, did it seem like he wanted to play quarterback?
I like people that get opportunities.
Okay.
Yeah, listen, man. I cheer for people.
I cheer for some people. No, as somebody, I will say this is the thing I don't have. If I'm conflicted on this, okay? Because as somebody who has
conflicted,
no, not conflicted, conflicted.
He's usually in here.
As someone who has told you, we've had this discussion where I go, hey, because we've both, I think, had opportunities that came to us because of other people we know
in life.
Yeah. And sometimes those opportunities are hard to accept because you're like, well, did I earn this? Did I not earn this? Whatever, right? And I've told you, I was like, hey, man, the door opens how it opens. How you walk through is up to you, right? So on the one side, I have that, and I get that with Dayton. I do.
Miller time, well, I tell you, everybody's got jokes.
Funny.
No, I thought it was nice you were trying to vote for your friend's podcast. I really do. Like, I'm not making fun of you. Like, that's it's better than if it was like, see hot women or something. Like, you're just like, no, you're trying to help a friend out that you thought sent you a DM. That's a genuinely nice thing to try and do.
We all know how that ended up.
Wow. See? You ride with that guy?
We're not. We haven't had one of these in a while.
Yeah.
It'd be tough to get through this one. I didn't come in the right frame of mind to work.
You weren't ready for this?
No.
Do we need to take a break? Let you reframe?
I ain't gonna help. It just gives me time to stew.
You go touch some grass if you wanted. That's helped before.
See you in Pittsburgh. Can't wait.
Anyway, Alex wanted me to make sure that you know that these are two different people.
They are both white, but we got
clean shaven.
We got Troy Dannon. Well, that's
on
not
the head. On the head.
Oh yeah, I was like my one dude. Is that Minter? Who is that?
Are you on crack?
Is that Orich?
Yes.
Okay. I can't really see it well from my perspective.
Would you close one nostril?
I don't know. I've never done cocaine.
You act like it does.
Plop, plop.
It's all
Fizz,
natural.
fizz. Oh, what a relief it is.
It's all natural.
Does, bunny.
You know what was a weird thing that like some people in my like age group sort of did when we were in our 20s?
Tide Pods?
Nope, that's younger than me. That's that's Gen Zers.
What else did you weirdos do?
So people would like snort pre-workout. Like the pre-workout powders.
That's ignorant.
Yeah, I'm like, what are you guys doing? What do you think is hoping? What are you hoping happens here?
I put Fun Dip in my nose, but I was 12 on a Gladiator bus trip.
That makes sense.
I was 12.
No, that's what I mean. It makes sense. You're 12 and on a weird baseball trip, like
with weird people that were singing that song. You've never closed your eyes anymore. I think that was when Top Gun was.
Yeah, it would have been You Lost Your That Love and Feeling.
Yeah, they were singing that on the bus, and I was like, "Where am I?"
It's a good jam.
Well, Crandall and Jerron was there, so that helped.
You may have been outnumbered a bit.
Like I said, Boone was there, so it helped.
I don't think a lot of people look like you.
Although I hadn't really developed any strong tendencies then.
What kind of tendencies?
Cultural.
Oh, okay.
I was kind of ambiguous.
I still don't think you were probably rocking with like the Top Gun soundtrack.
I wasn't.
Probably,
I don't even know if I had seen it at that point.
Probably wasn't in your like lexicon.
No.
You know, it's all right. It's a good song. In certain contexts.
Yeah, if you're karaokeing with a bunch of drunk.
Yeah, that's the context. That's actually literally the context.
I ain't even finished, and I'm glad I didn't. But if your group is back out at Andy's bar,
I hope your bus trip wasn't drunk.
We were 12.
That's what I'm saying.
You're an idiot, and I'm gonna leave it at that.
No, T-Mac, I'm literally talking about he goes outside and touches the grass to like ground himself after some of these segments. It's not a euphemism for anything. It is literally touching the grass. That's happened on multiple occasions.
Twice, and I took a break and I came back.
Twice?
I needed some fresh air.
Twice is multiple?
I needed some fresh air.
Yeah. It's fine.
Well, you gotta understand.
I don't. And he did a lot of coke, by the way.
He did a bunch of stuff.
I'd be standing in the huddle, and instead of thinking what defense we were playing, I'd be thinking about smoking crack after.
Who was that?
Oh, that's a guy from like 60 Minutes. I recognize that voice. He was interviewing. I'm guessing he sounds like he was reading a quote that Lawrence Taylor had said.
Oh, that was probably during the LT interview. Yeah. Yep, because that was Lawrence.
I gotta be honest, I'm still on the train that in short bursts that crack and cocaine are performance enhancers.
They're uppers.
That's what I mean. Like, I think it was good for him. Not like good for him, but I don't think it hurt his game. I'm just saying, like, the come down might have been rough.
I mean, heaven forbid cardiac arrest or anything potential. Just, hey, get that one shot.
I'm not saying it was
and Eminem.
I'm not saying it was a good idea long term. I'm saying when he says it didn't affect
it could only be once.
When he says it didn't affect my play.
Elevated heart rate, running around, running into things at a high rate of speed.
If it affected his play at all, it would have been to the positive. That's my point.
It definitely didn't help him.
What a rush. Speaking of pre-workout, there's a reason people take uppers before they work out. I'm not saying it is a long-term good idea. I'm not saying it is good for his
thinking
health.
You would be in a better mood
I'm
after
in a great
Creighton
mood.
got beat and you got rid of Kuminga. It was a lose-win for
Hold
you.
on. Context is important here.
You need a 20?
Yes, I am. Give me.
It's actually a 30, but you can take it.
Well,
Matter to me.
it's 20 in the NBA. Isn't
Yeah,
it?
that's true.
So here's the problem: is
This dude said crack. It was good for him.
I'm not saying it was good for him. I'm saying if anything, it was a performance enhancer.
I'm also saying I could keep up with a car for 2 houses, and you said, well, you say you can run 35 miles an hour.
That's what you said yesterday.
Shut your face.
That's what you said yesterday. But the problem is getting rid of Kuminga for Porzingis is not getting rid of Kuminga when I thought I might get Giannis. That's the problem.
Giannis is still available, even though
they can't get.
He
They're
needs
not
to stop talking.
They're not getting Giannis without Kuminga. Kuminga. Whatever I feel about Kuminga is basically, unless they are in love with Moses Moody and Brandon Podziemski, which I doubt.
Well, maybe the front office is on crack. According to you, they'd make better business decisions.
No, I'm saying they'd be better rushing the quarterback. Whatever happens after that, I have no idea. I'm saying a stimulant would be beneficial in rushing the quarterback in the short term. Don't do drugs, kids.
Suave's a child.
Like the blue pill or what? They're just coming from the chat there.
Yes, he's got.
It's a different kind of upper.
As we say in our house, Porky Zingus. That's what me and Mike.
Yeah, Hingus Pingus. So, no, in the context of I think they might be getting Giannis. Shams is like they've got the best deal on the table, but Milwaukee might wait until the offseason, depending on if anybody else wants to raise their offers. I mean, it sounded like Golden State offered everything they had. They're like, whatever you want besides Steph Curry, take it. And Minnesota was not interested, which I understand. They don't have good assets. The draft picks will be good pretty soon because this team's going to fall off a cliff the minute that Steph Curry retires. But so that was the context of, like, yes, I'm glad Jonathan Kuminga's gone because he's been a nightmare my entire existence of him being on my team. But
Golden State's team.
My team. But when it happens off the heels of, oh, you might get Giannis, it feels different.
Okay, I'll take it.
I am glad that Kuminga's gone. Don't get me wrong.
By the way, I just wanted to give.
I low-key did like Buddy Hield a little bit, though, so that was a bummer.
I just wanted to give Troy Dannon a shout-out for all the scholarships they got coming in the next couple of years.
What do we got?
It's like, what is it, 73 over the next two? Men's and women, 48 for women's, and I mean, yeah, they're trying to corner the market on athletics.
Yeah,
so
we will embrace it,
which will be fantastic. I think baseball has like 34 spots, which if Nebraska football could hold up their end of it and be good, Bill Burns' dream may come true. I'm not a big
what dream was that?
President's Trophy guy, but all the other sports are super competitive.
Yeah. No, they are.
And Nebraska football is competitive. I mean, like they win at a high clip. You know, wrestling,
all the
and
other,
track, and bowling, and rifling, and
men's and women's basketball,
men's
apparently.
and women's basketball,
volleyball,
baseball.
Yeah.
So let's get
low-key good track programs. People forget.
Yeah, 34 ships. Thank you, Joe Good.
I think I'm going to.
I mean, that's good paper.
Oh yeah, I mean that's triple.
That is.
It's triple what it used to be, or what they had before, right? 11-7.
I'm excited for flag football.
I am too. I think it'll be good.
I mean, I want Zoe to have any opportunity she can without playing against boys.
Yeah, and I think I don't know. I'm excited to watch. I think they're doing men's and women's in the Olympics in the summer.
Yeah.
Like, flag football is kind of fun to watch. Like, I get it's not regular football. Like, it's a different thing.
I don't want to leave out Coach Ravel. Softball's good.
Softball's been really good.
They got a chance. I mean, preseason top 10.
Oh, I think they're 9, yeah.
They got the best 1-1. They have a very, very good 1 and 1A pitching staff, too. So,
yeah.
I mean.
No, they're going to have a real shot at making the Women's College World Series.
We'll be all right.
Yeah.
We need to just clean up a couple of loose ends.
Yeah, which ones are those?
Well, now you need a secondary coach.
Maybe.
It's a lot of guys.
Somebody coach them safeties?
Yeah, I think it's different because I think you need a different coach for adjusters than the guy that coaches corners.
Sure.
All right.
Like guys that are run fitting?
Yeah, and I'm super biased because it's what I've always coached is outside / adjusters. I've coached both safeties and OLBs at the same time in my position group. I've had just adjusters. So, like those guys, it's a special set of skills.
So who is in terms of safeties that have responsibilities in run fits, who does that most closely correlate to another position group if you were doubling up?
Outside linebackers.
Okay.
Because you have to be able to run the alley, or crease of the alley, and fit in the run game.
Okay.
So and usually it's from the hash.
So that's in a traditional 3-4 outside linebackers.
Any 2 deep.
Okay. Because I was trying to figure out if there was somebody else on staff that's like, hey,
no, that's fifth of the 4-2-5 is going to be a box guy.
Yeah. That's like an Eric Haig type.
Yeah. Although he probably needs to be it just depends on his ability to tackle. Sure. I'm not going to put a size on it.
Yeah.
But
maybe a little bigger.
I mean, he's going to have to be able to fit in the run game.
Yeah.
Probably he's your 7th in the box.
Yeah. Because, I mean, stylistically, the Big 12 that they were dealing with was that Big 12 still? Eric Haig? Yeah.
I think you definitely need a safety coach.
Yeah. Well,
there's just a lot going on, especially if you play splits.
See what they go get.
Yeah. Be nice. Just too many. I just like them to. Some of it is through no fault of their own. Sure.
I mean, the coaching cycles have been very disjointed, it feels like.
Outside
college
of Butler, it was up to the individual to do something different, not the coaching, not the head coach. I mean, Coop was Coop and Taylor was Taylor, and Butler was relieved of duty. So, I mean, that's how it goes.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to see what direction they go there. I don't
know if you looked at the clock.
Yeah.
It ain't standing still.
They're ticking.
Yeah, man. Let's get it moving.
Let's take a quick break here. My producers are yelling at me, so let's take a quick break here, and we'll. I don't have another good reason,
bro. It's 8:08, like a kick drum.
Yeah, Heartbreak's 808s.
Ooh, blew through that.
Kanye West album.
I'm still crabby.
Well, don't be crabby.
It's fine. I'll be all right.
You need a high five?
No, not touching you.
Fist bump. Close enough. I'll take it. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla. We'll be right back. More Hurrdat Sports Live.
You guys are going to get so sick of me saying that we really have one goal, and it's to win this pitch. And you may think that that's really simple, but in order to play the game at a high level consistently, you have to make it really simple. And the more we can just stay really focused on that moment, not get too far ahead of ourselves. I mean, even at the Fan Fest on Saturday, I invited the fans, because usually I tell our team, the fans can be our hype people, but I even invited them to just stay pitch to pitch with us as we go through this thing. So that's how many pitches can we win? And then whenever our last pitch we throw is, we'll look back and say, okay, that was pretty special.
Last year, I think I just tried to take in as much information as I could from her. She was filling me with so much good and just information that I could take to my swing that I just needed to figure out what was helping me and how I could grow off of that. I think she is a very individual. She's not trying to make one person swing the exact same way every single time, and she's going off of what my body likes and how everyone else likes. So she was also teaching my swing to be the best of its ability of where it is and where she could see it going. And I'm just lucky that I get to practice with her every day.
Yeah, like he said, that was not the play. But when I saw both players kind of jump to Ava when I turned, I didn't really see many defenders, and I just was hoping I was going to make the layup.
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good. But I think my team they do a really good job of finding me early, and I think that's important for me is just to get early touches. I mean, it's not even me shooting it, but I think my teammates and my coaches just do a great job of telling me where I need to go, what I need to do, and then they get me the ball. So.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
You know, you get some sinkers in there and you kind of give those guys a little extra weight.
Roger Craig still on his feet, still running. What a run by Roger Craig. You'll never see a better one than that.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla, brought to you by Next Gen Male Medical here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. Don't forget, we are just 1 week away from Glow Big Red. It is the event where you can give to your favorite part of the university, no matter what it is, fraternities and sororities, athletics, arts and culture, different colleges and departments. They've got you covered. Whatever part of the university you care about the most, go to glowbigred.unl.edu and direct your gift to them. It starts February 11th at noon, concludes 1 week from today, February 12th at noon. And for every $75 gift, you get a free Glow Big Red Huskers tote bag. We showed them to you last week. They smell like canvas, just like DB said.
No, burlap.
Not maybe burlap. But go to glowbigred.unl.edu to direct your gifts and to be a part of Glow Big Red. And get this lovely canvas bag here, tote bag. You put your groceries in it. You know, maybe if you're going out to, well, it depends what kind of groceries you're getting. Maybe you're just doing like a little quick trip.
I mean, I get it the way they're expensive, but I mean, this is like 6 canned goods.
Well, that's like, you know, if you're, let's say you've got.
This is one tri-tip.
That's like, you're not doing like a full grocery trip on that. But let's say you've got the tri-tip at home already and you're like, oh, I want some, you know, I either need some
jalapenos,
sides,
tomatoes,
or I need some
onions, cilantro.
Yeah, I need
some
spices to.
Poco in your face, de gallo.
That's more like, you know, it's like a little quick
cheese
trip.
sauce, chips.
I'm not familiar with G sauce.
Egg yolk.
Is that gochujang?
Egg yolks.
Is that what the G sauce is? Gochujang?
Bless you.
No.
Gochujang. Gochujang? As in the
gochujang, the Korean sauce.
It's gochujang.
Sure.
Ask Wyatt.
Wyatt, how do you say this?
Oh, that's right. He can't call. I win.
Wyatt. I don't have your phone number, but that's fine.
Wyatt, how do you say it? How did you say it again?
Gochujang.
No, it's not it.
I'm pretty sure that's
gochujang.
it.
Want to bet? $20. I'm closer. It's certainly not Jong like Kim Jong.
Gochujang?
No.
Yeah, I think it is.
No. $20.
Yeah, I'll do $20.
You're on.
I need you to call Wyatt on speaker though, so I can hear it. It doesn't have to be on air if you don't want to, but
I like winning. And since you asked me,
I think it's gochujang.
Jong. Jung.
You also said G, so I want to make that clear. You said Go Ji Jang.
Gochujang.
That's what you said. Mine is Gochujang.
Yeah.
Okay, those are our positions. We're not changing it.
Yeah.
All right. No pronunciation changes after the bet's been made. I wish you want to make that clear.
Zip it, Martha.
I will not zip it.
Let's call him.
That would make for an awkward show if I stopped talking.
I don't know.
You might enjoy it, but it might be weird for everybody else.
Let's see. Wyatt, are you answering the phone this morning?
At the tone, please
nope.
record your message.
No, Wyatt.
Wyatt. Oh, he put you straight to voicemail. How dare
He's
you?
probably working like we should be doing.
We are working. This is the job.
Send help.
From who?
I don't know. Austin's, Rico. Somebody.
Austin, no, not Godzilla. Oh, he might be on the phone with Shane right now.
He's talking about Gadzuki. Shane can't pronounce.
Yeah.
He can't pronounce Eamon Brennan's name.
He can't.
I pronounced his name right.
Shane couldn't pronounce my name right for the first year we had this show.
Oh, it was
keeping a book right now. We had. Every time he'd be like,
You know I can pronounce ass.
only on Wednesdays.
Only on Wednesdays.
Well,
By
at
the
least you
way,
said
just
the
for clarification,
16th. That would be
Wednesdays
Ash
is
Monday.
February 18th.
It's 18th now.
Did Wyatt call you?
Yeah, that was Wyatt.
What'd he say?
He's like, oh, phone doesn't work.
He could have just told us which one was right, Shane. You know that happens
But
too, right?
he didn't do that.
It's Jang, I'm telling you.
And you know I wouldn't get it right.
Is it?
No,
that's the thing. You're an idiot.
I'm not asking you to repeat it. I'm asking him to tell us which one is closer. That's all we need.
I'm just here so I don't get fined.
Godzuki. Yes, Action Jackson. Godzuki.
Wyatt, which one of us
Gajira.
Which one of us is closer? That's all we need.
Yeah, that's all you need to know.
We don't
Your
need
boy's
Shane
gonna be
to-
at 140.
We don't need Shane. Yes.
Damn it.
Ravi is saying it closer to the proper way, but most of the public say it Damon's way. That's a W. You're down to 100.
Damn it.
Let's go.
Wyatt, you're out.
I'll take him.
I found another Asian mark too. Fudge. What?
When you said Wyatt, you're out, I thought you were going to say I found another Asian.
That's not my thing.
That's what I thought you were. I was like, you can't just replace him.
I don't have another one.
Another one. It's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, I do have Joe.
Oh, yeah, you got Joe.
I do have.
I got Wyatt. You got Joe. That's fine.
You can't look.
You said he's out. I picked him up.
Dude, I'm over you.
I put in my waiver wire claim.
We haven't even established it yet.
I know, but you already cut him. You said he's out. I'm picking him up.
I meant of the family, not the draft.
Wyatt and Kobe. Those are. Come on in,
No,
guys.
You're definitely not.
Come on in, guys.
No.
Dixie, Asians do get a month. There's Asian Pacific Islander month. I don't remember which one it is, but they have a month.
You guys probably get a warm one.
Well, who's you guys?
The Pacific Islander people.
You know I'm not Pacific Islander, right?
So I was confused. I don't know.
Oh, May. There you go. Wyatt. He goes May. 31 days.
See? You may have to take it.
I'll take Wyatt. Take Wyatt all day. All 31 of them.
Of course you will.
No, I don't know. I don't know if we get lumped into May with everybody else or not.
Can I just say something about the scholarship deal?
Sure. Yeah.
So for my guys like that have daughters and stuff that want to run track or baseball guys, which we've always been talking about being super competitive in, and
yeah, that's a tough one. Baseball.
This opportunities.
No, it's awesome. I mean, I think there's a real advantage for the university here if you're able to fund some of these sports the way other
Coach
schools.
Hoiberg's got the revenue share kitty up.
Yeah.
Shane, do you have that clip that I sent you from Mick Cronin? Since Ravi loves Mick Cronin.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
This dude champion Mick Cronin for
Don't do that. I defend.
You got people saying 35 on the goddamn stream. You think I'm not going to hold you to Mick Cronin?
I defended his one comment last year. That's it. But go ahead and play it.
Idiot face probably doesn't even have it queued up.
I give Rutgers credit
they got a lot of young kids. You know, there's haves and have-nots in the money world. And Coach Pikel's a great coach. He really is. It's just, you know, it's a shame we don't have a salary cap and everybody was playing even. But this is baseball, not the NFL. This is MLB.
This dude's lack of self-awareness never ceases to amaze me. First of all, if you're going to use a baseball analogy, understand how the fiscal sport runs.
Yep.
Number two, let's not act like this dude, Coach Pikel, didn't have 2 of the top 6 players in the draft. 7.
Correct.
He wasn't paying for them with pesos or peanuts or anything else. He had some money for that.
Sure did.
So what are we talking about here, Mick? You just like to bitch. That's it.
He does.
Anything you can be mad about and be all kerfuffled over, like, that's what you're going to do. This dude had 2. He had Harper. What are we talking about?
Yeah, he had Bailey and Harper Jr. He had 2 of the. I mean, they would have been 2 of the top 3 picks if
So
Bailey
that was
didn't
just good old-fashioned, hard, natural recruiting?
No, I think that was paychecks.
Yeah, pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure it was paychecks. I don't think those guys are going anywhere for free.
Yeah, these people out here are just, why they say anything, man.
It's also kind of the annoying thing about, not one of the many annoying things about that is it was last year, man. Like, you think we forgot about last year? This wasn't like 4 years ago. This was last year. And guess what? It didn't get them anything. It got Rutgers nothing. Like, is Rutgers better off for having spent that money?
No.
You know what I mean? Like, they weren't good last year. They're not good this year. Like, they got nothing out of that.
I just don't. I mean, does Mick know that there's like a rule where you have to spend like 70% of your cash flow within 3 years for baseball?
Probably not.
Oh, okay.
There's also, you know, some pretty punitive luxury tax things at a certain point.
Yeah, that pretty much financed the whole goddamn league.
Yeah, not pretty much. Literally finance the entire league. There's, like, as mad as I get at the Red Sox for the way they tore down the 2018 title team, they did it because of the punitive luxury taxes.
Let's not act like you're not saying anything positive about the Red Sox just because they have a good offseason.
They did have a good offseason, but
oh, my team finally spent some money. I could stop crying.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how it goes.
You'll be just fine.
Spend the right money.
You got Crochet. You got Sonny Gray.
Got Ranger Suarez.
You got Bello that's going to back you guys up.
Yeah, no, it's a really good rotation. I'm very pleased with the starting rotation.
Man.
And I hope the young guys can hit.
Enjoy like guys like Wilson Contreras, and you got Aroldis Chapman, who's still somehow at the age of 54 years old or whatever.
Throwing like 108 miles an hour.
I just watched him on TikTok light up 106 in the cage.
It's wild. You want to talk?
He had a goddamn beard.
You want to talk about?
And it was gray.
You want to talk about a guy who I don't understand how he throws that fast? Like, he's gotten very bulky.
Yeah, he has a boiler.
Yeah, like he's got the he's got the keg.
Yeah.
Like, he's gotten, and not just, but like his arms, like he's got no, like the
It's
whip.
not just the whip.
The whip isn't there anymore. Like, when he came up, he was pretty lean and like had that. It wasn't quite Randy Johnson-y, but like he had the whippy arm,
that's
right?
A lot of lefties. The arm slots.
That dude, like, he's so bulky now. I don't understand how he still does it.
He's so bulky now.
He is a big guy.
I'm gonna be. I don't know if I can. I right now I don't have the ability to be kind.
I just lock in.
I mean, everything is making me mad.
What do I do? I'm not even being mean to you.
Breathe, basically.
I'm not even being mean to you today.
And by the way, I finally found out the snark that Lil Clown was talking about, and in Lil Clown form, I said Oklahoma, not Oklahoma State with BYU. He thought that was funny. Logan, I rock with you. I defend you. You can only be sarcastic and condescending if you occasionally sprinkle in sugar. You can't just be a salt in the wound guy that lays in the cut waiting for people to make mistakes. At some point, if you want us to give you the benefit of the doubt, say something nice.
Yeah,
even if it's 1 out of every 10 days. Like, hey.
Yeah, be a spoonful of sugar guy.
I mean, not all the time. I'm not.
No, but every once in a while, make the medicine go down. You know?
I'm flirting. Your boy is in trouble.
Just riding the line there. Woo!
A lot of anger.
A
lot of anger.
Oh, geez, TK. Wow.
What did the vertically challenged
Jose
say?
Bueno said, yeah, he had food and lifted here. Can't really do that in Cuba. He was also like 18 when he came. Well, allegedly.
And I'm pretty sure they eat in Cuba.
They feed the baseball players. I know that. I don't know if they feed the rest of their country, but they feed the baseball players. I'm not gonna mention.
Dude, what is wrong?
I'm not gonna say.
Do you think we've empowered them to just be?
Well, yes, we have.
I mean, I don't even get it sometimes. I didn't say anything.
Yeah, they do.
Hey, Joe Good, did you ever tell Juan what you said when I asked what happened to Juan?
Not to be telling, but I just want to know.
What did you tell him?
I said, hey, what happened? Has anybody seen Juan? It's been like 4 days.
Yeah.
And Joe Good said ice.
Then he popped up.
I was like, you can't.
And you said you gave, like you could give permission. You gave Joe Good permission to say it to Juan.
I didn't give him permission. I said, if anybody has permission, it might be Jose Bueno.
What if his name is really John Walker?
Permission revoked.
Anyway, the coaches have every. This is my point.
Mm-hmm.
Coaches have every opportunity to have some semblance of unity. Like we've seen you guys keep guys out of the league. We've seen draft guys plummet. You can't figure out a way to put your foot down, to not manipulate the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it might be too much to be asking, but don't complain and cherry pick just because we can't get all you guys on board. Now it's world against Nate Oates. That's fine. Right?
You know how I feel about Nate Oates. I mean, and I'm not, to be clear, the Mick Cronin thing is stupid as well.
Talk to your brethren.
Yeah. There are solutions here if anybody is interested. But nobody really wants to find those solutions because they're too busy trying to exploit loopholes.
Dank,
right?
What's the protein? What's the main protein in Cuban food?
Is it?
Don't say beans because that doesn't count.
No, I thought, for some reason, I think pork, but I don't know why.
Okay.
My initial thought was pork, but I'm not sure that I have a good reason for that.
Joe Good.
I haven't had a lot of.
Again, when you're tenured, you can do whatever you want.
Yeah.
That's code for untouchable. Thank you, Hot.
Chicken and pork is what Jose Bueno says.
All right. He said.
Oh, Cuban sandwiches. Yeah, you're probably right, Daniel. That's probably right. Why I think pork. That makes sense.
I may have to give you A-Train. He's gonna get us fined. The league office will be coming down. The league office will be coming down on us over A-Train.
Oh,
and if you take him, go back to calling him Alex. You do not get my nicknames with the guys.
No, that's fine. Daniel, was that called Gustavo's? Was that the Cuban place?
It closed. But yeah.
Yeah, he said there was an amazing Cuban place in La Vista.
Yeah.
I thought it was Ralston, but maybe I could be right. I think it's Gustavo's though. I think because I used to live over there.
So I just think I would just you got college coaches were just and they're not going to get everybody to agree. I mean, there's three of us in this room and we said them all agree. But listen, if there's such things as gentlemen's agreements.
Mm-hmm.
So you're at this coaches conference in January and it's like, hey guys, what are we doing here? We're all losing control. But the problem is at the end of the day, everybody's going to CYA. They're going to CYTA.
Mm-hmm.
So when you're operating under that, you can't have those little preachy soapboxy moments.
Yeah.
Because, is Pico going to say, hey, Mick, you may be in on Bailey, but we can pay more. We'll pay the same amount and let's both recruit him equally.
Sure.
Just let's see where the chips fall. Okay, Mick, how's that sound?
Mm-hmm.
Pike ain't doing that.
No, absolutely not.
So, what are we talking about?
So I think there's a couple things here, and one of them reminds me of something that Coach Rule said probably a couple years ago, and it's the desperate teams set the market. The desperate coaches set the terms on this.
That's
too.
Probably so. There's three things that aren't going to age well.
Yeah.
Okay. Unless he wins. The Hell on Wheels.
Yep.
Which people they're just going to die on that hill. The Hat Backwards.
Yep.
And the desperate team set the market. Yep. It's just You have to win, and it's not like I'm telling him anything he hasn't heard or he doesn't know, but like you have to win if you're going to say those things. And you know this, and I talked about this. This isn't even revisionist history. I said 3 things. I said he's not afraid to back himself into a corner because he knows he's going to have to own it at some point.
Yeah,
He's not going to fear that. Whether he's right, going to end up winning enough, he knows he's going to have to own it.
So it's the same thing that
you got tenure after 3 years. Don't you need 10?
I don't think. I think that used to be kind of the standard, but I think you can happen whenever. Like you can apply for it. I think. Obviously, I don't have it.
I want to say something, but I can't. Wait. I'm just gonna write it down.
Okay.
Keep talking. Carry on.
So I think the funny thing about this.
Do you think Joe Good and I are close enough for me to say this?
The funny thing about this is, it's the same thing that we. Nope. The thing about it is, it's the same thing that we say we like about Cignetti. Cignetti just has the wins to back it up.
Yeah.
But you liked it before. Like, you know what his record was at Elon? It was only okay.
Mm-hmm.
It was like 8-4 and 7-5 or something like that before he got the James Madison job. Like, he did well there. That's a tough job, but he said the same things at Elon that he was saying at Indiana. We like it now because he's winning. He won a national championship and he goes to college football playoff at a place that's never been anything before, right? But that's the thing is, if we like it when Cignetti does it before he wins big, then kill Coach Rule for it when he says the things.
And
I know you're not, but
and I'm not defending it.
Right.
I'm saying when you say those things, you have to take what comes with it.
Absolutely.
Like, that's just personal. That's just personality.
Yeah.
Right. Like there are people that are notorious for, they won't say anything about like wins or losses or records or how games are going to play out before until it actually happens. And then if the other person's wrong, they won't say anything before the game. They'll wait till after to say, well, I thought you said. So that's just how life.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, DJ, I'm talking about collusion. I mean, for lack of a better term.
No, yeah, I mean that would be.
And let's not act like and DJ's cool. He's pretty hip with it. And it's all the A's. It gives me an inkling on his personality. DJ. Yeah, I'm talking about collusion. It happens all the time. Sometimes it's verbal, sometimes it's nonverbal. But I mean, collusion is a real thing.
But yeah, I think there's always, when I bring the part up about Rule and the desperate teams set the market, it's because the desperate coaches and desperate programs will exploit the loopholes, right? That's why you can't come to terms and just be like, hey guys, like, let's just not recruit guys that played in the G League. Let's not do that. That's bad for the game. Like, you can't, no one will come, because as long as a judge says it's okay, the desperate coaches will do it. That's why it made me mad.
Can you go back and have punitive damages during an injunction, or does the injunction cover it?
I think the injunction covers it because it frees you up to do the thing you're asking.
Even though originally you got a no and you went and sought out a.
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
I typically.
It might be a TK question, but since he likes his conviction rate is 100, he may not be fair and unbiased.
It's also, the civil might be a little different than what he does, but I'm sure he learned it in law school.
It actually probably is, because I've lost a criminal case. I've won a criminal case and lost the civil suit.
Yeah, like they're different things,
different.
right?
Yeah.
So like I think you could probably still go back and sue if you really wanted to, but usually the injunction gives you the thing you want, so you move on, right? So unless the point was the damages, for most of these guys it's not. For the athletes at least, the point is to keep playing, then usually they're not going to go back and get the damages, right? If they were denied for some reason, or the time off between being allowed to play again then cost them something, that's probably where they would go back and try and get it. But that's why you're not going to have any consensus amongst, they talk about the coaching brethren and brotherhood a lot. It applies to some things. It doesn't apply to others, right? But that's what makes me mad about the Nate Oates part of it, is he's not the desperate one. He hasn't been. He's recruited really well at Alabama. He's gotten really good players at Alabama. He shouldn't be the one going down this road because he hasn't needed to. Like, why are you the first in the water?
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense to me. Now, if it's...
I do like now you're starting to hear whether it's it's Torres or Doster or the Matt DeMarinis blast last night was hilarious.
All right, Doster.
That was a great pull.
It was, yeah.
And I'm just proud of myself that I actually knew what he was referring to. But we used to have Doster on. Shane, when did Doster divorce me? 17, 18 maybe?
I'm sorry I missed that. I had the headphones off.
When did Rob Doster divorce us?
Oh, yeah, that was probably.
Was it post-COVID?
It was definitely around that time.
Yeah, we used to have Doster on.
Yeah.
He got big time.
Well, yeah, he got field of 68, so he doesn't need you anymore.
He was a couple years away from that.
Really?
Yeah. So, although I am glad they're starting to make the distinction between what's happening in Europe with the age and how that infrastructure
19,
was.
By the way.
19?
Yeah.
Good pull. With how the infrastructure is set up with European pro players versus actually going to the G League.
Yeah. I mean, that is different.
It is different.
It's different.
And I'm guilty because I say, darn Zugic.
Yeah.
Right?
But that's different than Bediako.
A little bit of his cow tongue and cheek.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, geez. Oh, I don't know.
I don't know what's going on.
No, I'm just trying to get educated with my man Coyote Hunter. I like coyotes, so I gravitated towards his name. Although I don't think I would hunt them. I actually kind of like them.
They remind me too much of dogs.
So would you hunt coyotes just because they're overpopulated? Because you don't eat coyote. Well,
so a lot of people do it because they'll threaten their chickens or something. So sometimes they'll try and clear out for the safety of their other livestock.
Huh.
That's my only familiarity with people who have hunted coyotes.
Sometimes if you're really quiet at night and you're in the northern parts of town.
Oh yeah, you can hear them.
You can hear them.
Yeah. I saw there's certain parts where it used to be they put up apartment buildings or whatever, but used to be open fields.
So we got a coyote hunter and we've got a guy that likes edibles. That's
Dank Coyote. Yeah. A lot of coyotes in the chat.
We pit one against the other.
Well, I don't know if we want to do
Nah, Dank seems pretty chill.
Royal Rumble here or anything.
If you're a coyote hunter, you're probably get them guys.
Probably staying on it.
All right, we'll be all right, coyote hunter. We'll see.
But yeah, there is a difference between European guys and Zugic and Bediako aren't the same.
No, I understand.
Are not that's
what do you think happens with Bailey at UCLA, right? You just have to. You have to set precedent.
So here's
that's why I don't want the Chambliss. I don't want the
Yeah.
Chambliss ruling overturned.
Yeah, I'm worried about that one because they filed it in state. Because they filed it within Mississippi and not a federal judge, they make it a friendly ruling.
Yeah.
So I would be okay, and I actually think the NCAA might have some standing here.
Mm-hmm.
I would be okay if they just say, hey, if you've ever been paid outside of our system to play whatever sport it is, you're no longer eligible for our system. And I think their legal argument would be, we're not keeping you from an income. You already had an income.
All right.
We aren't forced to hire you because you like our income better. You're not keeping them from making money. I think that would be the legal argument. When you do it with people that haven't made money playing the sport, then you're potentially running into the you're keeping them from making a living thing. But if they've already been paid to play that sport,
then you weren't ever denied the
opportunity. Then you're not denying them the opportunity.
Yeah, I just don't understand why can you parse through those words?
I think legally that's the one thing they could actually stand up on is, hey, we're not going to let guys play that have been paid previously. And yeah, Illinois would have to find a whole new roster.
Oh yeah.
I mean
that's really the only place he recruits. But I don't know if you've heard this though.
Well, Wagler was
the only guy that he offered without being seen in person outside of the European guys. I don't know if you've ever heard that about Underwood getting Wagler.
This is new information to me. Do you know he was under recruited?
Oh God.
Only had 2 scholarship offers.
Be better, fellas.
He was a late bloomer.
Be better. Be absolutely better. Oh, by the way, man, my streak of locking it up.
Oh yeah.
God, they went. Can you get a stop?
No, they could not.
Dude, that game
was it 197?
It was about as frenetic as it gets.
Yeah.
And that was not in overtime. I mean, they were shooting that thing.
Regulation.
That's like if the shot clock got to 20, you were late.
You're getting benched.
I mean, just coming down, pulling, just jacking for beats.
That was a weird game.
It was fascinating. Hey, but we need to get back to it after the break. But we need to talk about your BYU boys.
No, I already told you I'm out. Last week I said it. I'm out.
I know.
I'm out. They're
couple big wins because you know your other boys.
They're out the club. Who am I?
From
East
boys?
Lansing.
They took a big fat L in
you,
Minneapolis.
Don't you put?
You were like, oh man, Michigan State needs to be in the top 3 in the Big Ten. Michigan
no.
State. I love their offense, and Fears was the guy.
I will fight you.
Fears, and all this other stuff.
You know we're recorded, right? We can prove that you're lying right now.
Fibonacci.
Yeah, let's pump the brakes here. You can
BYU took it on the chin, and that's the game. And I get it, Logan. I said Oklahoma. I meant Oklahoma State. I misspoke.
I told you that line was tricky.
You can stick me with BYU.
I'm not going to stick you. You do that enough.
But you're not sticking me with Michigan State.
Oh, you honk for Izzo.
No.
Skirt and pom-poms.
I might be the only person.
Baby, miss it.
Misinformation? Is that what you're giving? Oh.
REBOUND. Rebound that ball.
They have to rebound because their offense is trash.
That's you cheerleading for Izzo.
No, I think I'm the only guy in the country who's like, hey, we sure Izzo's good.
Now the country may be a stretch, but that's funny.
I mean, anyway.
Haas, do you have guns? I'm assuming you do. He seems like a gun guy.
Let's take a quick break here. We'll get to Brian Edwards coming up next. Why does he seem like a gun guy?
Well, he's talking about like fending off land and stuff.
Oh, yeah. No,
and he's talking about slaughtering pigs in like the first 20 minutes. So I'm like, yeah, seems like a gun guy.
Yeah, it might be. Let's take a quick break here. We'll get to Brian Edwards from Major Wager. That's DBM Ravi Lulla. Let's hear that Sports Live.
Yeah, we wrestled well some matches. There's some matches you always look back and say, hey, we wish we would have done this, but that's why we went through this gauntlet of matches. The last 4 or 5 duels are really challenging, and so that's only going to make us better. And I thought we wrestled well in some spots, and we have some improvement to make. So. Yeah, it's good. It's good. It's why you wrestle this type of schedule and why you're in the Big Ten, and it's only gonna prepare us for postseason.
Whether you've walked these halls or cheered on the team, this is our chance to make a difference. Every scholarship, every breakthrough, every dream, you've been a part of this story. On February 11th and 12th, we are writing the next chapter. For 24 hours, every gift, every amount, every one of us will show our Husker pride. This is how we glow big red. This is how we make history. Give today.
I feel like leading up to this last season, having it be the last, the mindset hasn't been that different. It feels like we got another season coming up. And I think that's a blessing because I don't want to be looking so far into the future, like thinking, oh, this is the last, because you're not present then. You're not fully enjoying it. And so Coach and our whole team has talked a lot about being present in this pitch. And I think at the end of the day, when it's all said and done, we will be so thankful that we didn't look forward and anticipate, oh, I wonder if I soaked up that last enough. Like, no, we did because we were fully present in that moment, regardless of whether we were thinking it was the last or not. So, yeah, just being totally present in each pitch. I think we're soaking up the last as well as it can be soaked up.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live. Now, Vegas insider, senior handicapper, and fan of the cold Budweiser bottles, Brian Edwards.
It's got to be touchdown, touchdown, touchdown.
Brian Edwards.
I don't really love it.
Brian Edwards.
Were they using the cream cheese to butter the bagel?
Brian Edwards.
I'm going with the cowgirl.
Here is Brian Edwards.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Brian Edwards, Major Wager. B, what's going on?
What's happening?
What is the sweatshirt?
Yeah, that's what I was about to ask.
Southeastern, who's that?
Southeastern 16, spelled out the 16. That's the YouTube company that I've been doing a podcast with, or actually, a couple videos a week and one 1 hour podcast. So listeners, if you want to subscribe to the YouTube channel, Southeastern 16.
It's going to be hard to top, B. You do a lot of good work. But your write-ups for college hoops and the rankings and the quad wins and the statistics, that's pretty good homework, man. That's a very, very good resource tool.
Appreciate you. Yeah, so had A&M last night, and
I did not, but it was in theory only. Nudge, nudge, wank, wank.
Right?
So you're the king of the easy money. That line was way too big. 7.5, 8. And you got to be like, oh, I'm going to take the easy money. I was like, well, it's big for a reason.
Yeah, well, I just A&M is they've now covered 8 in a row.
Yeah, but they're pretty good.
They're really good. I mean, I had them plus 315 money line. I thought they were going to win outright for a little while. In fact, I hedged a little bit Alabama plus 120 money line.
When it was
but I had
it was 28-19 and they went on that early run, were you like, oh God, here we go. I'm gonna have to change my sheets. They're stained yellow.
Right. But now A&M is 6-0 against the spread as an underdog with 4 outright wins. So Ken Palm has Florida -4 at A&M on Saturday. That's a late game, or 7:30 our time, Central. And for those going our time, I'm Northwest Florida. I'm Central. So anyhow, that's going to be a good one. 7:30 Central, and A&M and Florida tied for first in the SEC. And the winner will have sole possession.
The A&M is 3-3 in quad one games. Why are you honking for the Aggies?
Well, I'm just honking for them as underdogs last night. Now, I don't know that I don't know what I'll do with that game this weekend. I mean, Florida. So we've lost 3 in a row in College Station by 4 combined points.
Does it bother you at all that even though you have 10 teams in the top 40 and in net rankings, the highest is only at 12?
Yeah, that doesn't bother me.
Now conversely, the Big 12 only has 6, but they're all in the top 20.
Right. Well, who's hot as a firecracker right now is Illinois, and they've taken my money twice, and that's the last. I'm done going against that freshman.
You know what's fun?
Wagler?
You know what?
Yeah, Wagler.
This is the most Damon thing ever. I've been on the Illinois bandwagon for 3 straight years. They're finally the team that I've been saying they could be, and I'm the only one that isn't as giddy about Wagler as the free world. Like, I don't know if I just like swimming upstream. I'm an idiot, maybe both, but I like Wagler. I don't love him near as much as everybody else.
Well, he's just taken my money like twice. I'm forced to like him because he dropped 40 plus on me at Purdue.
Took his lunch money too, B.
Yeah, and look, they've gone on this. I mean, they're on an extended run now, but like these last couple of weeks, they've been out without their second or third best player, Boswell.
But you know what, though? See, I don't like that discussion, B. I don't like the fact that a guy is flourishing without their star, one of their stars, but then we say, oh, they missed their star.
Well, I'm not saying they missed them. I'm just saying it's more impressive.
Wagler isn't Wagler if Kylan's playing.
So I think I think the real question here is, because this is the one I think is interesting, is can Wagler maintain this level of play when Boswell comes back? Like that, I think, is what's interesting. Because obviously he's gotten these opportunities because at least in some part, because Boswell hasn't been there, right?
Right. 100%.
So that to me is the interesting part. Like ideally, if you're Illinois, you go, hey, we got this time where Wagler could kind of flourish and figure out who he is, and then we add Boswell back into the equation, and now we're even better than we would have been if Boswell never got hurt. But that's a very idealistic scenario.
Right. And then is Wagler shooting it as well if he's not getting as many shots and he's not, in rhythm, what have you. So, yeah, it'll be interesting. Yeah, sometimes that can mess up team chemistry when another guy comes back. So we'll see.
So how are you doing your power rankings? Arizona still won?
So I have not updated them this week, but if I did, yes, Arizona would still be 1.
Where's Duke relative to Michigan?
Okay, so last week I had Michigan 2 and Duke 3. Now, neither one of them has lost since then, right?
Right.
But look, I don't consider there a whole lot of separation between Arizona, Michigan, and Duke, in my opinion.
Yeah, so Duke's 13-1 against quad 1 and quad 2s, and Michigan is 15-1. And, of course, neither one of them have any bad losses, quad 3s or quad 4s.
Right.
Where's Iowa State?
Yeah, so where does the separation start for you, in that top group?
Well, so I had Nebraska 4, but then they, lost to Illinois, so they go down a little. UConn is who I had 5 last week, and Iowa State 6. Then I had Houston 7, Sparty 8, but they lost last night. Illinois 9, so they deserve some top 6-ish love, perhaps. I had Florida 10. Texas Tech 11, but Texas Tech has lost twice since then. And I had Gonzaga 12, Purdue 13, Arkansas 14, BYU 15. Arkansas lost at home to Kentucky. They go down. BYU goes down last night. Bad loss for BYU last night.
Yeah, but so
good win for my guy Steve Lutz, though.
I was talking about this before yesterday, and I know I said Oklahoma, but I clearly meant Oklahoma State, so I apologize for misspeaking talking to Ravi. But that I said that was a tricky line.
We talked about that
asked him, I said, BYU's, they're laying 7 on the road against in Stillwater. That one's interesting to me. It didn't seem right.
Yeah, I mean, it was back-to-back road spot. They're coming off the big game with Kansas, and I saw that. I was like, that's too many. But I haven't watched Oklahoma State enough this year to potentially be interested in them. I don't think I've watched Oak State all year, which shame on me. It's early February, but I haven't.
They're still 4 and 5 in the bottom half of and in a conference in which the bottom half isn't very good. I don't know if they're going to really get your attention.
Yeah, man. Tang's got to be on a hot seat, but at K-State, right? I mean, they've been such a disappointment the last 2 years.
Yeah, especially after getting the extension.
Right, which Keontae and my guy Marquise Noel hand delivered for him, and
they locked him up long term, and it has not gone well since.
Been ugly.
Yeah.
And as Ravi said, they wear what is it again? Periwinkle. Jerseys.
That one that they had last week was it wasn't even real purple. It was that almost lilac. I was like, what are we doing?
I had to Google periwinkle, so it's okay if you do too.
I nailed it though. It was the right color.
It is like that purplish.
Yeah, it's that lightish purple. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is interesting because I want to start with some of your Super Bowl plays and the props, and we're starting to see them pop up this week, obviously with Super Bowl week. But did the Super Bowl sneak up on you, considering that 85,000 million quadrillion people will bet on it in some way, shape, or form?
It kind of did because I've been so bad in the NFL here down the stretch and in the playoffs that I haven't just been excited about it because I haven't felt good about my picks. But I studied it a good bit yesterday before one of my radio spots and decided on some plays. I'll give you a couple of my props. I'm going Jackson Smith and Jigba, Seattle star wide receiver, over 93.5 receiving yards. Excuse me. At least that's what it was at FanDuel yesterday afternoon. I haven't looked this morning. So in 12 of 19 games this year, he's had 96 or more receiving yards. And 2 of the ones he came up short of, like I said, the number's 93.5. He had 92 and 93. So he's had at least 92 in 14 of 19 games. He's had 103 or more in 10 of 19. So Jackson Smith and Jigba over 93.5. Then I'm going to go Drake May over 37.5 rushing yards. Now, he's played 20 games this year, and he's only gotten to 41 or more 7 times, but it's a marathon for a quarterback, not trying to put himself in harm's way in September and October, and but more so this time of year when there's no tomorrow. And 3 of the last 4 games, he's had 41 or more. So I'm going to go Drake May over 37.5 because I think he'll be a more willing runner. It has been a more willing runner this time of year.
What do you like on the on the totals there?
Yeah, I'm going to go over 45. Now, Circa is the only place at 45. Everybody else is 45.5. So I recommend buying the half point to 45, which in my opinion is a key number. Like if it was a side, it'd be like 3, 7, 10, 14, because 45 is 3 off of a multiple of 7, which 42 plus 3, obviously. So the over is 6-2 in the last 8 for New England, 10-4 in the last 14. And the Pats have had 45 or more in 10 of their last 12, 46 or more in 9 of their last 12. They average 28.8 points per game. That's number 2 in the NFL. Seattle's 3rd in the NFL, averaging 28.4. And the over, 11-8 for Seattle, and all 11 of those overs got to at least 46 combined points. So I'm going to go over and buy the half point to 45.
Do the team totals give you any indication on whether you like the total or not? In my opinion, this has 24-21, 23-20 written all over it. Seattle's got to block the 2 interiors, and Darnold can't have those 1 or 2 passes that are always interception worthy. Like, it seems low scoring on the surface. What grabbed your eye towards the going over?
Well, look, I throw out the Denver game because of the weather. And, they went over against Houston. Now, that was kind of a lot of, there's pick 6, and then there were short fields both ways for all the turnovers by both teams. But, Seattle's just been putting up a lot of points here lately. And I think New England could score. They scored on Houston. Again, thanks to a lot of the turnovers and getting short fields. But I think Houston's defense is the best in the NFL. Seattle's probably second best, in my opinion. But like you look at Seattle, 31 against the Rams, 41 against the Niners. Now they only had 13 against the Niners regular season finale. But then the games before that, 27, 38, only 18 against Indy, but 37 in Atlanta. So, Seattle's been scoring a lot, and they've had back-to-back overs in the playoffs.
B, you playing with the side at all or no?
I haven't decided. I kind of would like it to go up more, and I would sort of lean to the Patriots. Yeah. But I didn't do the side last year. My lean was Philly, but I liked the over so much last year. I just did the over, and I got real fortunate because we didn't get over till like 2 minutes left. And remember, it was a blowout. If Philadelphia would have gotten the ball, they might have sat on it. I forget what happened. Was it a pick 6 maybe that finally got it over?
Or in good, one of the 2.
And then I think KC got 2 garbage touchdowns at the end, but I think the pick 6 might have gotten it over.
What number would it need to get to for you to play a side?
Well, if it got to 5.5, I'd probably buy it to 6 and go New England. What are y'all thinking on the side?
I don't know. It's just really, really hard for me to not think that Seattle wins the game, but I don't. That's too much on the money line.
Right.
There's this part of me, B, that thinks New England's going to have a hard time scoring.
Mm-hmm. Well, if New England receives and scores on the first drive, like a touchdown, and gets up 7-0 on the first drive, there's where you could come with Seattle and maybe get -3 or less on the live line.
Like maybe in game. Yeah, in game.
Yeah, if New England were to go to get a touchdown on the first drive, you probably get Seattle 3 or fewer.
Do you have a look ahead? What'd you make the Carolina Duke basketball line?
You know what? I've got my look ahead numbers for the SEC, and I did Nebraska, but where's it at?
There's some huge games this weekend or this week coming up in college basketball where you've got Duke, Carolina, you got Illinois. Well, I don't know if the Michigan State game lost some of its luster with last night, and Houston BYU lost a little luster, but at least Houston is at BYU. Illinois is in East Lansing. Michigan, I don't know. Ohio State's dangerous, but Michigan's interesting. But I mean, Duke, Carolina, there's some really good games coming up.
Ken Palm had by 6.
Duke by 6.
Okay, does Ken Palm have it 6? I just looked at it was Duke at UNC, and I wrote down 4.5.
Okay.
Yeah, so Ken Palm's got a little higher than you, so there might be something there.
Did you guys, or you probably didn't unless you had action on it, what a backdoor cover by Syracuse in Chapel Hill the other night.
No.
That was on the bottom line.
I talked about it, B, because it was 32 with 10 minutes to play, and they ended up covering, and it was they did a caption
like
on the bottom line.
Was the line, I think?
That, it's usually stats, right? Whatever for whatever, and this player had this. It was on the bottom line, B, Carolina up 32 with 10 minutes to play, and somehow Syracuse covers or something like that. That was on the bottom line.
Wow. Syracuse was down 14.5. I took them plus 3.5 in the second half, so plus 17.5 and adjusted. Excuse me. I had changed the channel, and but I was messing around on my phone, and I saw the score gotten a little tighter, and I went back to it, and I couldn't believe what I was watching. But Syracuse covered the original line. They were 12.5 before pregame.
Yeah, and listen, it was. I watched Kent State do something similar the other night too. They went on like a 28-9 run to win the game outright in the last 6 minutes. It was just I don't know. Sports are weird. Not to
David's definitely gambling if he's watching Maction Hoops in the weekday.
I know because Rick Barnes he didn't accuse his team. He's like, it's just funny that he said, sometimes I think my guys are gambling.
Right, that's right. I heard him say that.
But there's a guy that I like. I don't want to give him free advertising, but like that was his play of the Kent State was his play of the day, and so he does these things on TikTok where he like goes through like bad beats. Should they have covered? Was he on the right side? Was he on the wrong side? Like he's pretty authentic about it, and that's the only reason I knew about Kent State. I just sent you what the bottom line had on the television. B.
Okay.
Where are you watching the Super Bowl?
I'm not sure yet. My buddy Wells normally hosts a party, and his house is right down the street from two of the better bars. So I'm hoping he hasn't said he's hosting a party yet, so we'll see.
All right, Ravi set the over/under on Bud Heavies at 6.5.
Oh, I'm taking the over.
Yeah, I got to go over on that one. I mean that's one of those sweat. That'll be a sweat-free, no stress over.
Oh boy! All right,
Beep.
Something else.
Appreciate the time as always. Good luck this weekend. Hope you hit a bunch of your plays, and we'll talk to you next week to talk about it.
Thanks, gentlemen. Y'all have a good weekend.
All right, B.
That is Brian Edwards from Major Wager. Make sure you check out his work over there. Does really good power rankings, stuff like that as well. Not just picks. Can really inform you on the sport, even if you're not necessarily super into the gambling aspect of it all. That's why we like talking to him. Coming up next, Ryan.
Just a quick 60 here.
Ryan Held. We've got the head coach of UNK joining us here on Hurrdat Sports Live.
You guys are going to get so sick of me saying that we really have one goal, and it's to win this pitch. And You may think that that's really simple, but in order to play the game at a high level consistently, you have to make it really simple. And the more we can just stay really focused on that moment, not get too far ahead of ourselves. I mean, even at the Fan Fest on Saturday, I invited the fans, because usually I tell our team, the fans can be our hype people, but I even invited them to just stay pitch to pitch with us as we go through this thing. So that's how many pitches can we win? And then whenever our last pitch we throw is, we'll look back and say, okay, that was pretty special.
Last year, I think I just tried to take in as much information as I could from her. She was filling me with so much good and just information that I could take to my swing that I just needed to figure out what was helping me and how I could grow off of that. I think she is a very individual. She's not trying to make one person swing the exact same way every single time, and she's going off of what my body likes and how everyone else likes. So she was also teaching my swing to be the best of its ability of where it is and where she could see it going. And I'm just lucky that I get to practice with her every day.
Yeah, like he said, that was not the play. But when I saw both players kind of jump to Ava when I turned, I didn't really see many defenders, and I just was hoping I was going to make the layup.
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good. But I think my team they do a really good job of finding me early, and I think that's important for me is just to get early touches. I mean, it's not even me shooting it, but I think my teammates and my coaches just do a great job of telling me where I need to go, what I need to do, and then they get me the ball. So.
Welcome to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live, presented by Next Gen Male Medical. That's DBM Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are efforting Coach Held now.
That's on me. I'm going to eat that, Shane, just because it's easier that way.
That's totally on me.
Well, there's two different numbers, and I text him through one number, and I think Shane has the other.
Gotcha.
So there was a little miscamino.
There was what?
Yep, just call him, Shane. He's cool with just a call.
All right, we'll see if we can get Coach Held here in just a second. Wanted to – I think Shane played a clip earlier, but I know we were talking about because you put him up on the stand. We were talking about Roger Craig last week. He's finally going to make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I'm pretty pumped. My favorite.
I'll say that's your guy.
There's just zero question. Been
Yeah.
a good confidant.
It's why you wear 21, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
100%. Been good to me, like as an adult into my 40s. I just hope. I told you he's not doing real well.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
I'm a little mad that it's late, but that's just me being.
No, I get it. I mean,
it's just me being selfish. But I am super happy for Roger Craig.
Yeah, it's been a long time coming. You want to talk about guys? We talk about that every once in a while. Guys that were way ahead of their time in terms of skill set.
RC.
If that dude comes along in like the 2000s, we view him entirely differently.
And he didn't quit when it would have been easy for him. When he got moved from running back to fullback.
Yeah, I mean,
which was kind of a misnomer, kind of fullback, kind of not.
Yeah, but that was that's a guy that I know a lot of people in Nebraska have a ton of fondness for. Obviously, 49er fan also. Gotta love me some Roger Craig. But first guy to overgo the 1,000. We think of Marshall Faulk a lot. I feel like we would think of Roger Craig in similar terms as that we do Marshall Faulk if he had come along later, as opposed to when he did. So, congratulations to our guy Roger Craig. Super happy for him as a Husker fan, 49er fan, and just as a person. I know he means a lot to you. So that was super cool to see that information come out.
That's good.
It looks like we got Coach Held logged in, Shane. Is that right?
We good?
Yeah, we're coming to him here right now.
Perfect.
Oh, there he is.
There we go. We got Coach.
Hey, she works. All right.
How are we doing, Coach?
You're the
What's
smart.
going on?
We
can put a person on the moon. I finally figured out how to do this. So.
Hey, listen, electronics have come a long way since Coach K, right?
Oh man, I'm telling you, gee, many Christmas trees.
You beat my head in at the old apartment complex on 9th Street.
Oh man, those were the days. These kids don't realize old Bill Walsh football and Coach K. They don't realize that era that we were in. That was some fun times. Now,
who was your squad again? I liked UMass. I was a Canby, Lou Rowe, Padilla guy. Who were you using?
I think it might have been Kentucky or Duke, and I can't even remember who were on those squads. You remember on Bill Walsh, I was Miami, and I would snap it at 1. I would milk the clock because I couldn't stop you. And if you scored twice, I was screwed, but I would milk your butt out on that deal and just run wishbone, and it was 4 yards every play. That's my team.
You were coaching way back then.
Oh, no question. Strategy, baby.
Unbelievable. So you leave the room to do audibles and stuff like that. It was wild times, Coach. Man, how you been? You're living your best life, man.
Yeah, it's good. When we got let go at Nebraska, I mean, I was in a fork in the road. What are you going to do? And so I had a really good opportunity at North Alabama and went there as OC. And, we had a top 20-ish offense. And problem is we couldn't stop a runny nose. And we had the worst defense in FCS. And I ended up being the interim head coach there. I thought I was going to get that job. It didn't work out. And so I was like, all right, well, what am I going to do again? And I had a couple opportunities and they called me at UNK. And, I've been here 3 years now. We've gotten better. And this is a good place, good people here. MIAA football is big time football. And again, my why is I want to help these kids become their best version. I'm not into levels, whatever. It's good football here and I can, do that. And things are good. We had a winning season last year and we're in a good spot. And I'm very happy with where we're at.
I'm pretty sure you got a chance to know Walter. And did he ever tell you the story of getting the call of going down the Stillwater? He was waiting he was waiting it out at UCF. It didn't really pan out. He went to school down there with Coach Frost and he was on the golf course. He had sat out a year.
Yep.
Okie State calls him. Hey, come on down. It was like the craziest thing ever. Like, is that not how college football is going?
He literally, yeah. I mean, and you just see story after story. I mean, you could be in the classroom getting a phone call, whatever, the Clemson Ole Miss deal. I mean, you just don't know. I mean, that's why you got to be light on your feet, even at our level. I mean, I don't deal with, the NIL and all that stuff, but like this world could change. 1 minute you think you got a guy and the next minute some D1 comes in. I mean, heck, I signed a corner yesterday really good player. I won't put his name out there. And FCS school saw that we signed him. They know we know talent, and they try to backdoor me to, get on him. I mean, that's how this world is. Unfortunately, you just got to be light on your feet. You care about your players, but don't fall in love with them.
Hey, that's why I always love talking. I mean, from day one, we're talking early 90s. Like, you just shoot it straight, man. Like, there's no fluff, no BS. And, like your players, you got so many of our guys down there. You got a great class that we'll get into. Like, they have to love the fact that they know right where they're at with you, just because that's your personality.
Yeah, I mean, I think, kids nowadays, you can play this game. Just keep it 100 with them. I mean, that's what they want. They want you to be upfront with them. And though we're not perfect and, there's things that come up, but they know where I stand, and they know where we stand as a coaching staff, and they know we're going to work to help them. But yeah, you can't, this Mickey Mouse game stuff. Kids don't want that. And I think, when you look at our team, we did lose some guys after, the season. We lost some guys to go D1, and, that's the world we're going to live in. But we had about an 88% retention rate because we're getting all these Nebraska kids, because we're getting Midwest kids, and their parents want them to stay here, and they know that we got good stuff. But we also know that we're going to develop a kid and lose them, and that's okay too. Always got to be on speed dial, the next man up, baby. And in our world, we have to live it as well.
Coach, you mentioned, some of the Nebraska kids you're recruiting here, and within the context of the craziness that is college football now, have you seen the type of kid that you're either able to recruit or have access to change a little bit? It seems like some really good players, because of the transfer portal, aren't finding spots out of high school. Yeah. Have you seen that play out?
No, there's no question. I mean, it's great for us. I mean, hey, come on, baby. I mean, this is a great spot for you. Because, Damon in the past, I mean, you remember Coach Osborne, I can remember Coach Brown telling me the maddest he'd ever seen Coach Osborne was the next day after on signing day. And he would look at that signing class. And if a guy went to Colorado State or Wyoming and he was an in-state kid, that's the maddest he got. Yeah. I think I'm over exaggerating, but and so for us, we're able to get some of these in-state kids that, maybe, 2 or 3 years ago would have been walk-ons at Nebraska. And, so we're able to reap the benefits of it. And because it's really good football, and these kids want to have spots in the transfer portal are taking their spots. But we're going to stick to these high school kids, even though we had to get transfers as our core DNA within 5 hours, as many kids as we can get.
It's unbelievable. I have always, one of the things I'm dying to know is you've always been good at the recruiting thing. And part of it is your relationship building. Part of it is like, obviously the communication, which is the relationship building, but you do have a good eye for talent. And since you've been at Kearney, we would bounce ideas off each other about players, and we're almost always in lockstep. So that maybe I'm just following your lead and I want to say yes. But my point is, your eye for talent doesn't seem any less than what it was, regardless of what level you've been at, just because it hasn't always been D1. You've been at the JUCO ranks. You've been a lot of different places, but you don't compromise your non-negotiables for talent. Is that accurate?
Yeah. And the more you're in it too, it's really, what do you do, right? Like, what are your schemes, and really finding the guys that fit the scheme. And that goes back to Nebraska, Damon. Like, we would take kids that Miami wouldn't want because they fit us. And the more you're in it, I might take a 6'1" D tackle because we're an even front and we move a lot, and those guys are strong and they fit us, but maybe they don't fit another school. So there's that element of fit. And then obviously the talent element. Can they come and, develop in your program? You have to be a program and development within your weight program and what you do. But the non-negotiables, back to, adding on is again, the more I've done this for 27 years, and you had undergrad and graduate coaching, which is crazy to think I've done it for this long. And you got to have these guys that love football, and you got to have guys that are good people. And, you just can't not go away from that, because those guys will kill your football program if they're really, really talented, but they're not very good people. And we've really, I think, figured that out as we've gone through being in the MIAA for 3 years. What do we need? Because I'm sure people look at our class in our league. Well, we didn't like him, but you know what? He fits us, Damon. And that's all that matters at the end of the day.
You talk about MIAA, and a lot of the people, what people don't understand about the varying levels of college athletics, and this is on the heels of even a Division I program saying they're adding scholarships to other sports, men's and women's, and people are like, "Oh, that's nice," but there's non-negotiables within that. With the MIAA conference, it may fit a lot of the other sports that you play on campus, but then there's scholarship limits for football. This is when the move was for, going from GVAC to MI. There's just, it doesn't always fit all sports from an advantageous standpoint. How long or how quickly do you think you guys negotiated? All right, these are the parameters in which we can play. This is how we're going to go about doing our business.
Yeah, I mean, it's an evolving deal every year too for us. You have to really be good at understanding the landscape and, within this conference. I mean, we learned a lot, Damon. Like, we stubbed our toe early. At first when we came in, it was, man, we just got to get all these dudes, But this league is a league of discipline, detail. Not that didn't matter too, but you might have a guy that maybe isn't 6'4" with long arms, but he's 6'2" and he's in his, he fits what you're doing. And coaches, I'll tell you this, being at Nebraska and UCF, and you're playing in front of 80,000 people, and it's a big, whatever. These coaches make great adjustments. Like, you got to be on your game with these guys, because they're going to take away stuff, and their kids know what to do. And again, when a kid's a fourth, look at Indiana, they got all those older guys, right? When you had a guy that is older or been in your program for a long time, they know the scheme, they know the system. It's hard to beat those guys.
So, Coach, I'm fascinated here because I've spent some time with like NAI basketball programs and stuff, so I get the smaller school dynamic a little bit. And one of the things that I kind of came to learn, and you talked about this kind of with character a little bit, is usually there's at least one like non-negotiable, like you have to have this. And then when you're dealing with, kids that either aren't going high major D1 or whatever, there's usually one or two things where you're like, oh, I can work with that though. Is there a thing you've sort of identified where it's like, I can deal with a guy that's 2 inches too short and 20 pounds too light, but I can't deal with this other thing? Like, have you narrowed in on that part of it at all?
Well, yeah, I mean, there's the off the field stuff, what are you willing to work with on that?
Yeah.
And not to get too into depth into that. I mean, I think we can all imagine there's certain things that, we're not going to touch with a 10-foot pole. When you're talking to a coach, I will say this. So, obviously we're going to do our background, and every coach should do this. I'll tell you this. Here's the amazing thing. You won't believe this. So there's kids that have left our program, right, and gone elsewhere, and not one coach from that institution has even called me to ask about him. I mean, you know what I mean? Not that we had bad kids, but, don't you think you should call the head coach and be like, hey, tell me about Damon Benning. What kind of guy is he? Numerous times. And it makes me laugh. Like, we're not taking a kid unless we know about this guy, because they can come in and ruin everything, right? If a coach is like, well, I like Damon, but they're out. When I get the but, they're out, because there's something that is just not going to work for us. And there's too many kids out there, guys. There's still 4,000 kids in the portal, not even counting JUCO kids. So can I not find 120 human beings that aren't perfect, but yet fit what we want? And there's just certain things, again, I won't go too into depth, but I'm just not going to deal with. There's too many kids I don't have to deal with that with. And right now we have 110 kids in the program. I mean, we're rolling. I got 30 some kids we signed. We're in the 130s, 140s. Our foundation is incredible. And we got a good football team now. Whether we win or not, that's nor here nor there. We got to pay the price now, but we're in a great foundation of concrete and bricks and mortar right now.
You got a lot of my and Ravi's going to accuse me of liking everybody in the Metro and all the players. favorite. But there are a couple in particular.
Oh, I know one. There are two you really like.
Kip Brigham is one, without question. Had the state finals a couple of times. I think he's spectacular. Elite level change of direction. You brought him in with Mr. Jones. I'm a big Derek Jones guy, but perhaps now, and these guys killed us in various forms. I thought Owen Zek, his ability, the route running, the intricacies and how he could get open. He's super tough for a smaller guy. Ladd was a menace, obviously, but Tegan Urban.
Oof, that's a good ball player.
Stud.
That's
Stud.
And I've said for 2 years.
Yeah.
When he broke his arm last year and they were playing without him and they had to make some changes defensively, he just enables that defense to do so much. You don't necessarily have to lament on Tegan, but the class as a whole, man, like you seem to gravitate towards winners, and you got tough guys.
That's the DNA. I mean, that's what we want. I mean, we want tough Nebraska kids, blue collar from winning programs that know how to win, that help bring the winning, culture, that they know how to win and they contribute to what we're trying to get done here. When I took the job, one of the main things I said in my press conference 3 years ago was we're going to get Nebraska kids. And we want to build this similarly to a South Dakota State, how they build it, North Dakota State, those Missouri Valley, tough, physical, discipline type teams. So when you come to Nebraska Kearney and you're an MIAA team, you know that you better bring your business when it comes to the physicality and all that kind of stuff. We just have to play a certain way here. We're getting closer to it. We've got to play a little bit better on offense. I'll bring a name to your deal, Damon. Isaiah Harris. All right, Isaiah Harris was the best player in Division II.
Listen,
he had 700 yards through 4.5 games before he got hurt. If we don't lose Isaiah Harris, we make the playoffs.
Nebraska, right? I'm like, this guy is amazing. He was so tough and quick and decisive, and you didn't have to babysit him. Like, that was kind of my favorite thing about him.
Yeah, he was Aaron Judge. Every time he got the ball, he could go all the way. I mean, he had 285 yards against Emporia State and 4 touchdowns. All right. I mean, he was rolling. He was going to have 2,000 yards. I'm going to try to get his year back. We'll see. But that's the kind of deal we want to be. I mean, we're gravitating more to 12 personnel, get those one-on-one matchups. You got to be able to defend the box. We'll run the ball. We'll do some triple op.
That, by the way,
get those matchups, man.
2 tight end, 1 back is a nightmare. It's hard.
We got to defend the extra gap. No one likes to do it, and people don't do it anymore, right?
Yep.
That's what gives us an advantage.
And you need a 2-for-1 guy on defense too, as kind of the eraser. And having said that, I really appreciate it. And I'm gonna speak to this because we had to work really, really hard at it. You investing in guys that may not pay immediate dividends, like what you did with Jamez Ross. He came over the break and he trained. He looks fantastic. He's got that regimen on his diet. He looked amazing. And the patience, and I know most of it was my wife, but just getting him ready and your attention to detail and caring about the player, man, I can speak to specifically with what you're invested in at UNK.
Well, I appreciate that. I want people, in the state of Nebraska to know that UNK is a place to look. We're going to really help kids become their best version. Kearney's a great place. Good people here, very supportive. We got good facilities, good stuff, and they can come play great football here. I mean, that's the thing. That's what we want to be able to sell.
Sorry, man. I'm all excited because I love Ron and Carroll Cope Stadium. This sneaky good, just good facilities, and the community rallies for the college too, man. That's pretty cool.
It is. I got great school systems here. I got a kindergartner and a first grader. Listen, and this might come off weird, but I've been D1, right? I went to UCF. We had a magical deal. We came back to Nebraska. It was a dream job. we didn't get it done. It'll bother me till I go to my grave that I was a part of a deal that we couldn't get Nebraska back. And it bothers me, but it didn't happen. So, but I'm very happy. And that's the thing about coaching now is it about the money? Is it about the level? Is it about the glitz and glamour? No, I want to be somewhere where I'm happy and help kids and get to coach ball, man. Give me a whistle. Let's go. Spot the ball. Let's play and let's go have fun. And that's what we're going to do here. Life's too short. I'm going to enjoy it as long as I'm blessed to do it. God has been good to me, and I'm just going to keep doing what we're doing.
I got to give your athletic admin, your staff, that department has to be incredible. And I'm going to say I'm a little biased, right? I obviously think the world of you, how you've recruited the Metro. The football is different, though. I look at basketball with, I'm a big Levinson fan. I've known him half my life. Mitch Runco, Coach Caleb. You got Trey Hepburn down there. Coach Thomas, Coach Fuller. Like that the way that you guys are kind of growing the department, committing to win is impressive, too, because even that basketball staff has a similar mindset.
No doubt. And Marty does a great job, and he's building his program and getting the kids that, fit him. And that's obviously been a historic program here. And, it's easy, simple enough. It's just a good place. You know what I mean? Is it the best? I don't know. I mean, make it what you want it, but it's just a really good place. And the sky's the limit here. And, what's fun too, is I've got Wayne State and Shadron on the schedule. I felt it was important to get those guys. We play Shadron for the Good Life Trophy. There's an actual trophy. Actually, I can maybe show you. You see it right there?
There.
Right there, the Good Life Trophy. And I hope that thing stays here every year, but we know that it's a battle to play Shadron. They do a great job, but we want to play these in-state schools and make all the, the state of Nebraska. Instead of us going to Minnesota for a game, let's play Wayne State, baby. They're a good program. Let's keep it in state. All these Nebraska kids that either were teammates or get to play each other again. That's what makes it really, really fun.
How close are you, do you think? And maybe you can't speak on it, but and there's a couple of you guys that I love that are doing this. Coach Jackson's got he's waiting for a ruling too on a player. Can you give me some hope on Isaiah that I get a chance to watch, Ike? Like, when are they going to give you a ruling at least?
Well, we're finalizing the actual waiver part of it. I think there's one more piece we're missing, so we will submit that very soon, probably in the next week or so. And then it'll come back. The thing that he has is it's trying to get the year back, and then where a little bit of a hurdle is the semesters. Because remember, he was at Nebraska, and then the 1 year rule first got there, didn't do anything, so we're out of semester.
Can you get a denied the opportunity clause? Can you get does it fall?
Well, it's all figured in there.
Okay.
In the whole thing. Now, in not to say too much, but he might have to sue the NCAA. He might have to go that route if it doesn't come back in his favor. And I think he's going to be all on deck to do whatever, because that kid is special. And if he could come back for one more year, we're going to be really good anyway. But to add him it would be game changing. So we're going to fight to the end till we've exhausted all measures.
Yeah, people used to make fun of me. We'd come back from the spring game broadcast or stuff. Or you guys, I'd be down at practice, and I'm like, I know he's not at the top of everybody's list, but the best natural runner down there might be Isaiah.
I'm telling you this: if Isaiah Harris would have played this year, and let's say he had one more year and would have jumped back in the portal, I don't know if he wouldn't have been major Power 5. That's how good he was. And I sit there and I watch games on Saturday, and I'm like, this guy's better than these guys. I'm just telling you.
Coach against him and watch him. He freak. Change the direction, getting vertical. And as you know, as I like to say, baby, see the crease, be the crease. He was that dude.
Coach Held, thank you so much for joining us. We love talking to you. We love all you're doing here in the state of Nebraska and recruiting Nebraska kids, and I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
You're super.
Yeah, have me on in the fall or do a preview or whatever.
Just tell me.
I'd love to come on. I appreciate what you guys do, and I'd love to do it.
I want you to read the third. It says third most popular Loper on Hurrdat Sports Live. Do you have any word? Would you like to tell Austin Jacobson, who does a lot of our graphics, who sleeps and eats Kearney, We want to put his ego in check here a little bit. He does a lot of good stuff for us, but man, he's Team 308.
Well, we like Team 308. We love as many people as about the Lopers. But yeah, Austin does a great job. Got a great relationship with him. But you guys do a great job too. Keep up the great work, and appreciate you having me on. It really means a lot to be able to promote our program. Thank you.
Anytime, man. I'm a fan. Talk soon, Coach.
All right, we'll talk soon. We'll see you. All right, bye-bye.
That is Coach Ryan Held from UNK.
Not energetic at all.
No, he's I like how passionate he is about his program.
Yeah, he's helped change John Mez's life too. So
yeah, that's awesome. We're gonna have Michael BRUNTZ coming up next. There's some recruiting things to get to and talk to.
Yep.
With our guy.
I owe BRUNTZ a phone call. So
what'd you do?
Oh, he asked me something and I forgot because he's been sick.
Okay, I got you.
I can't even concentrate.
That's all right. We'll get to Michael BRUNTZ coming up next. That's CB. I'm Ravi Lulla. It's Hurrdat Sports Live.
You guys are going to get so sick of me saying that we really have one goal, and it's to win this pitch. And you may think that that's really simple, but in order to play the game at a high level consistently, you have to make it really simple. And the more we can just stay really focused on that moment, not get too far ahead of ourselves. I mean, even at the Fan Fest on Saturday, I invited the fans because usually I tell our team, the fans can be our hype people, but I even invited them to just stay pitch to pitch with us as we go through this thing. So that's how many pitches can we win? And then whenever our last pitch we throw is, we'll look back and say, okay, that was pretty special.
You're listening to Hurrdat Sports Live.
Welcome back, Hurrdat Sports Live. That's DB. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. We are joined now by Michael BRUNTZ of Husker 24/7. BRUNTZ, how are we doing this morning?
Not bad. What's going on?
Visual? BRUNTZ, it's not the same when I can't see you. I'm going to need you to sit around and wait for our call.
I had some stuff this morning. I'm sorry. Otherwise I would have.
No, we're even because I owe you a phone call. It's a good one. It's one in which I have to talk to you versus text. But my daughter is a mess. No, she really, BRUNTZ, like this little girl has never really missed school. She's on day 4. She cannot go tomorrow. She's at the doctor now.
Oh no.
And it sounds like it's just influenza and it's got to run its course. But today was the highest of her temps, and she hates missing school. I had to go get her from school Monday. So you probably won't see me tomorrow unless I can clone myself. But I owe you a call.
More importantly, is everything staying bottled up? Like nobody else is getting it?
For the most part, yes.
Okay.
I think now we may have to worry about the dogs because they know something's wrong with her.
Oh.
So they are like basically on top of her. She gets a blanket in her headphones and they're like in her lap. So, if my dogs start dry heaving and, they get a little hot, you know me, I love her, but I'm a germaphobe. So dad's out.
every time something like that gets in the house, it's like waiting for a wave to just wash over you. You can kind of see it in the distance, getting closer to the shore, and then it just kind of just gets on you.
Do you guys remember? Maybe you don't, and if you don't, just be, well, you will. I don't even have to set it up because you'll be like, Damon, no, I don't. Do you remember how we just got done talking to Coach Held, and I want some validation here, if you remember. Do you remember how I used to fawn over Isaiah Harris? Even though he was like, he's kind of the walk-on guy.
Yeah, he's like sixth on the depth chart.
Late.
Yeah.
He was like sixth on the depth chart for the staff with Coach Frost. And I was like, this guy is really, really good. I forgot the start that he got off to on Kearney. Coach Held said something. He said if he would have played this year and stayed healthy, he knows that they probably couldn't have kept him at Kearney. He said he would have been power for a guy at Bust, and people would have been bidding on him. Like, do you remember Isaiah Harris?
I mean, I remember him. He was back when they had spring games and it was a normal thing. He was always in there late in the games. Yeah,
it's like this dude is pretty sweet.
Yeah, good for him though. I mean, I think I always like it when guys go to. Used to like it. I mean, it's different now, but I always appreciate it when guys would kind of go give it a shot at Nebraska for a year or two, and when it was pretty clear what was going on. I mean, you take your experience there, you go someplace else. I mean, I think that's for a place like UNK. I mean, I don't know. I wonder, how the 105 stuff and at the FBS level makes life difficult or easy for them. But it's different.
Like he said, it's never been better. Still 4,000 kids in the portal, as you know, and their numbers. Did he say 140?
I think he said after this incoming class, they'll be at like 130, 140.
He's got like 10 midway guys, and then he brought in a good class. He got Tegan Urban and Kip Brigham, and I'm like, that's a great haul.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, no, he's a good coach. I mean, I think he's always been a good recruiter and really has whatever program he's been in going back to when he was in the JUCO level. I remember talking to him before he was even at UCF, and he was always a guy that, was engaging and could really sell where he was at. So, I mean, that's good for him.
Even when he had to water grass down in Oklahoma to make down. Like, he's just really, really competitive. Like, he's constantly thinking. He calls it being light on his feet or being nimble, but he can shift gears in a hurry however the game is played.
You have to. I mean, like that's the name of the game now, though, right? Like, I mean, think about how different things are in college athletics since, I mean, he was at Nebraska. Like, it's like a completely different sport. So, it's you got to be nimble if you want to have any staying power, I think.
BRUNTZ, speaking of recruiting, Nebraska got a pretty big commitment yesterday with, both figuratively and literally in Berymon, the big defensive tackle. Did that feel, was there any suspense for you yesterday? Do you feel pretty good that was going to go Nebraska's way?
Yeah, I felt pretty good about it. I mean, I always kind of leave the little bit of percentage of shenanigans and stuff late, but I felt reasonably good about that. I mean, I think Nebraska's visit down there, I think, was a big deal. I think it probably helped that you had Corey Brown in place as things were really kind of playing out in January. I mean, I think that was a big piece of it. There's the NIL piece of it as well, but I don't know. I mean, he's kind of had just he was the last remaining, top 247 player that was uncommitted going into this late signing day. I guess it's the real signing day, but it's not anymore. But, I think
kind of
the real fake signing day.
Yeah. I mean, the NCAA says, yeah, this is National Signing Day. It's like, well, everybody's already signed. Really? Everything already happened. But no, I mean, I felt good about Nebraska's place, and certainly, with him being the only defensive lineman in that class, I mean, I think it's there's a lot of opportunity there. He's got the size that you would hope he'd be able to get into the rotation relatively early, and I think that's a good late win for Nebraska, who was kind of there to not take advantage of, but, get in the mix for a talented player when things kind of opened up with Texas in November.
BRUNTZ, it's interesting as this class is it's obviously finalized and it's rounding into it. I've been asking this, and I started with you about kind of the optimism or pessimism heading into 2026, because I think I'm not going to go hyperbolic and say negativity is at an all-time high, but I do think people have kind of made their minds up and they're now pitting it against the schedule too. So it's a little more doom and gloomy, right? Everybody's kind of gone to their bits and their shticks with pods and shows, and it's not going to work. And like people have kind of nestled in, because I think it's safer to say it's not going to work than it is, because it hasn't worked in however many years, right? Having said that, how cautious would you tell me? Let's say I'm in that camp. How cautious would you tell me to be separating whatever happens in 2026 from the momentum of that they're garnering for 2027? Can we not set aside year 4 for what it is, or does it have a place in our thought process?
With the 27 class? Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, I mean, it's part of it. I mean, I don't think you can completely separate it.
Could I get excited again about 27 and the fact that they have 43 sophomores now that will be juniors in 27 without being an apologist for you better win in 2026, because it's critical?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I think I'm still trying to figure out what reasonable expectations are for 26. Like, I mean, I think the schedule's tough, but you knew it was going to be tough. You need to kind of, I think in 26, you need to show the progress, more forward progress, whatever that looks like. Because I think the problem that you're always up against, the season's kind of happened in a bit of a vacuum, but I mean, the way that 25 ended, didn't leave you feeling good about things and the way that things played out, and the way that things are going. You obviously have made a lot of changes, overhauled some areas. But no, I mean, I think with 26 and 27, I mean, I think you can be excited about, the breakdown of the classes and how many guys are going to be juniors in 27 and what you're building towards. But I think you also need to, I don't know. I mean, can you nowadays count that far ahead? I mean, it's almost year to year free agency now. With the, the way that, rosters are put together and guys moving and things like that. I mean, I think you can kind of keep that in the back of your mind that, yeah, like you were a young team last year. You're older now. You're trending to being even older in 27. But I mean, I think sometimes in college football nowadays, your ability to stay old and keep that momentum going is based on, what you can do when those guys are younger. So I think you do need to show, in 2026 that things are still moving in the right direction and that, you get that momentum back or perceived momentum. Like I think you have to, because I think you can kind of say, yeah, I mean, 27, yeah, looks good. You got a good recruiting class that, is starting to form for that year as well. But I mean,
it's on paper to be like top 5.
Right. But I mean, I think you gotta, it's not two different things. I mean,
Right.
I think you got to be able to show it on the field too in 26.
Right. So let me ask you this, BRUNTZ, how much of this has to do with if we can see, like get a visual? Because I think the fan base has a good understanding of what good football looks like. And I don't know if you have specifics about, or if they just don't do this, or if they stop doing that, or whatever. But is there a way that they can look or play in 2026? Like, do you want a clear identity? Do you want to see the defense look a certain way? Do you want to see the offense establish its identity? Like, are there things that can buy goodwill time that are independent of the record?
Yeah, I mean, you don't look like you looked at times in November. I mean, is it that simple? I mean, like,
I think we were looking. I
mean, maybe.
So I think of specifics, like if I think you were, if I understand,
If they're power play action,
So-
or they're good against the, or
my
I don't
thought
know.
it was like run defense would be a huge one. Like if you're really
Yeah.
good at run, that gives people a ton. Like you get a lot of leeway in Nebraska if you're good against the run and can run the football. Like if those two things are true,
I get it.
you get a lot of leeway. I think I
What
do,
if special teams is good? Will we exhale over talking about things that we don't have a good idea on, like we've been talking about the last 2 weeks with Ekeler and Maher and
you know what I think would buy a lot of goodwill is if the things that you have made changes to, if the changes result in good football.
Oh, that's a good point.
That's a good one.
That's a good point.
Is that fair?
What does that
Like-
stylistically the type of quarterback you have?
That mean, well, you were just talking about run defense, and I
Sure.
think you're right. Like I think
Huh.
part of what I think was probably the most jarring piece of the way that November played out was just how outclassed Nebraska looked in that area, and just didn't look like there was a plan. And I think if you can point to changes that you've made as okay, this was a successful change. I think that would probably buy you a little bit of goodwill, and especially going into, I mean, is that momentum? I don't know, but it shows that the changes and the things that you've addressed have been addressed. Special teams. You were starting to ask about special teams before I cut you off, Damon. I think if you can keep it on a level, and it's there's a big gulf between what we saw in 24 and 25. Like there's a lot of runway there for what it can look like. I think if you can keep that at a solid level, I think that'll probably quiet some things. But I think that's a big piece of it is, I give Matt Rule a lot of credit for being willing to make changes and pivoting and going in different directions when it's looked like something wasn't working. But I think, you need to see kind of the payoff of those changes. I think that's kind of what people are looking for. I hesitate to broad brush about anything with the fan base and the way people see things, but I think any fan base, not specifically Nebraska. I mean, I think you buy a tremendous amount of goodwill whenever changes that you make end up being successful changes.
BRUNTZ, a place that there wasn't a change on the coaching staff, at least, and I kind of intimated this at the beginning of this conversation with kind of stylistic change at quarterback. How important is it to not just Nebraska fans and their perception of the program, but also in practical terms of making progress this year? How important is it for a Dana Holgorsen offense to find a little bit more consistent traction in the grand scheme of all of the other things we're talking about?
Yeah, no, that's really important. I mean, it's, and everybody says a Dana Holgorsen offense. What is that right now? I think that's a fair concern going into this year. Is you obviously have a different type of quarterback, likely starting than what you had the last couple of years. So, what does that look like? You're having to replace an All-American running back. What does that look like? Is there some kind of base, type of style of offense, or what are you going to hang your hat on? And is there something consistent there, or is it going to be more personnel based? I mean, based on his comments, it was going to be a little bit more, they were going to figure things out in January and February based on who they got. But no, I mean, I think, the other piece of it too is, and I go back to November a lot. I mean, I don't know that there was a lot that you could, point to, post UCLA and say this is kind of what we do and who we are offensively. So I'm eager to see what that looks like. I think that would help. I apart from the perception of whatever from the fan base, I just think from a X's and O's football point of view, it helps to have whatever kind of grounding in something. And I think that's been lacking a little bit for Nebraska offensively the last couple of years.
BRUNTZ, I want to transition just real quick because I think the level of excitement for spring ball and there's been all sorts of jokes about winning the offseason, not winning the offseason. I mean, people pick the low-hanging fruit all the time. But I do think this year is finally going to be different, right? A lot of guys in the building. You have some experience of the young guys. You get a natural spring game with real spring ball. Will you allow yourself to think big based on what happens this offseason?
I'll entertain it. I mean, I think I'm probably at the point, and I mean that it's not just this year. I mean, I think you always have to be a little bit careful with spring ball. I think you use it as a data point for kind of where things are headed, but I don't know. I mean, I struggle sometimes too because I mean we see so little of it, and I hear a lot of things. I hear from people that do watch it a lot. But I kind of want to see it, like, I think as I've kind of gone more into this, I think that's kind of the approach that I've taken more and more with spring ball is it's important. I think this year is going to be a little bit more in line with probably what Nebraska needs right now with where they're at as a program, for the reasons that you kind of laid out. But I don't know. I mean, I don't know what I would say dreaming big really looks like for me right now, I guess. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Do you think so? How about, let's say you're not dreaming big. Let's say, do you feel like you'll know more about the fall than you normally would?
Yeah. I mean, I just kind of being able to see guys play like a traditional spring game is helpful. Like, I think that was the thing that was missing a little bit last year. Like, yeah, it was great to see Mike Ekeler bench press on the field and guys flipping over tractor tires, but it didn't really give me much of a look about guys that were going to help in the fall. So I don't know. I mean, yeah, I mean, I feel like we'll know a little bit more than maybe what we did last year, or at least we'll have a little bit more to work off of. But I don't know. I mean, I think I'm always have to remind myself that you kind of take spring ball for what it's practices. Like, and especially with guys, so many new guys coming in, a new defense. I mean, I think you have to be kind of cautious with going overboard with things, but I don't know. This feels like a really important spring in a way that maybe Nebraska hasn't had a really important spring in a couple of years because of the new quarterback room, completely, new defense, new coaches there. It just feels like there's going to be more storylines to kind of work off of this year than maybe what we've had in the past.
At least with a spring game and some practices that people can see, people won't hold you responsible as media for setting false expectations.
Yes. Well,
you're looking forward to that?
When I get up and do my Lyle Hanley bit and do the monorail singing about the football program, I've always been guilty of that in the past, but I'll try to keep it in check this year if I can.
God dang it, BRUNTZ, you hype this thing up, and then you can always say, well, did you watch the spring game? You had every opportunity.
That's my favorite.
That'd be very BRUNTZian of him. Hey, message board, it's not my fault. You're not.
I don't call plays, Damon. I don't call plays.
Oh, God. I didn't even get a chance to get to Nebraska basketball.
Real quick, I did want to check in, BRUNTZ, on the Tanner Vibable situation.
Yeah,
obviously,
man, please.
He didn't end up signing yesterday. What is there any information? Can you enlighten us at all?
Yeah, it sounds like he's going to sign today. I saw he put on social media that he's going to be signing maybe this afternoon in Vegas.
Nebraska?
Yeah, it sounds like James Madison came in late with an opportunity. For him, it was kind of it's an interesting situation because, coming to Nebraska, I mean, you kind of can see things lining up, right? Like you've got Calandria, you've got Kalen, you've got Latif as well. I mean, there's kind of a crowded room there. So kind of a balance of opportunity and kind of how things shape up. I mean, you got Trey Taylor in the class behind you. So I don't know. I mean, I guess Nebraska made sense at the time, but it's got good numbers. I mean, the film's good, so team's looking around, I guess.
I kind of like
the off. I think the film's pretty good.
Yeah, it's not bad.
And here's the deal, BRUNTZ. I'm gonna say this because we're in the True Trust, and I'm just gonna keep it real because obviously since the university's never given me a check, but they keep me on a leash. Trey Taylor needs competition. He needs young competition. And if I'm advising Trey Taylor, I'm probably backing it down off social media a little because I'm not a fan of any assumption. And I'm not accusing him of assuming he's going to be the guy. But I think the more young, good guys you have in the program that appear to enjoy competing, the better it is for everybody.
That's fair.
Right? Like, I like that's what if I was in the advisory role, I would say, hey, let's Simadonna over here. I get the fact we want to corral this and do that and set up this, but we need to be self-aware enough too that the more we put out there, the more we leave ourselves open to interpretation. Right? So we need competition to kind of recalibrate us. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, and it's at that spot, it's always interesting too. I mean, like if you're a 26 guy coming in, I mean, at that quarterback spot, and this is not just Nebraska either. I mean, like, I don't know that you can assume what things are going to look like, 2 years later. Right.
Exactly.
And I'm not talking about guys coming in behind you, but, all of a sudden, there's 3 guys in the group in front of you, who are older than you. I mean, it's not a given nowadays, and probably more of a probability that a lot of those guys won't be there by the time you're a sophomore. Like,
ask some of these Power 4 coaches about trying to keep 3 quality quarterbacks in a room.
Well, that's the thing. Like,
it's virtually next to impossible.
Yeah.
And I use James Madison. Like, that's who's winning.
Yeah. Well, and it's to tie it back a little. I mean, it's not UNK, but it's a similar situation. It's like, do you go and, you're going to sit for a couple of years, or do you have more of an opportunity to put some film together and maybe start moving up if that's what you want to do? I mean, it's a different approach nowadays.
That's Michael BRUNTZ, Husker 24/7. BRUNTZ, appreciate the time as always. Good stuff. We'll talk to you next week.
Yep. See you guys.
Thanks, BRUNTZ.
That is Michael BRUNTZ from Husker 24/7. And that is the show for today. DB, how you feeling?
Today, I'm in a better mood than when I got here. I'm in a really good mood now.
We started a little rocky.
Nah, it's not you. It's not Shane. It's because Jacob is now here.
Well, yeah, I know you like him better than all of us. It's okay.
That is a fact.
Even though he probably wouldn't have gone on a field trip with you yesterday.
No, he would. So JP would have been like, DB, what are we trying to accomplish here? What are we doing?
I'll be honest, that crossed my mind a couple times, but
I don't know, JP. It was very soothing to be at a processing plant.
See, that's where people get concerned about your mentality. Like, why is that a soothing experience?
I want to know the business, man. Margins, math, attention to detail. Exactly.
Big yield guy.
I'm a big yield guy.
If you need some attention to detail in your health, make sure you go to our friends at Next Gen.
You want a large yield?
Mayo Medical. That's certainly true.
These are the guys.
At nextgenmmc.com is the place to go, whether it's weight loss, whether it's testosterone, whether you just need to feel a little better, sleep a little better, whatever it is, they've got you covered. nextgenmmc.com. Stick around for a few minutes. Jacob and I are going to touch on some Creighton basketball. DB and I will be back tomorrow. Hurrdat Sports Live.
Yeah, we wrestled well some matches. Could have, there's some matches you always look back and say, hey, we wish we would have done this, but that's why we went through this gauntlet of matches. The last 4 or 5 duels are really challenging, and so that's only going to make us better. And I thought we wrestled well in some spots, and we have some improvement to make. So yeah, it's good. It's good. It's why you wrestle this type of schedule and why you're in the Big Ten, and it's only gonna prepare us for postseason.
You guys are going to get so sick of me saying that we really have one goal, and it's to win this pitch. And you may think that that's really simple, but in order to play the game at a high level consistently, you have to make it really simple. And the more we can just stay really focused on that moment, not get too far ahead of ourselves. I mean, even at the Fan Fest on Saturday, I invited the fans, because usually I tell our team, the fans can be our hype people, but I even invited them to just stay pitch to pitch with us as we go through this thing. So that's how many pitches can we win? And then whenever our last pitch we throw is, we'll look back and say, okay, that was pretty special.
Last year, I think I just tried to take in as much information as I could from her. She was filling me with so much good and just information that I could take to my swing that I just needed to figure out what was helping me and how I could grow off of that. I think she is a very individual. She's not trying to make one person swing the exact same way every single time, and she's going off of what my body likes and how everyone else likes. So she was also teaching my swing to be the best of its ability of where it is and where she could see it going. And I'm just lucky that I get to practice with her every day.
Yeah, like he said, that was not the play. But when I saw both players kind of jump to Ava when I turned, I didn't really see many defenders, and I just was hoping I was going to make the layup.
Yeah, I mean, it feels pretty good. But I think my team they do a really good job of finding me early, and I think that's important for me is just to get early touches. I mean, it's not even me shooting it, but I think my teammates and my coaches just do a great job of telling me where I need to go, what I need to do, and then they get me the ball. So.
Welcome back in. It's time for a little Bluejay Breakdown. That's Jacob Padilla. I'm Ravi Lulla here at Hurrdat Sports Bar and Grill. JP, how we doing?
Doing all right. It's plugging along.
Yeah, it's that time of year, getting into the heart of basketball season. I know you've got a lot of responsibilities with preps coming up as well here, but want to stick with Creighton here for a minute, and let's just start with the men's team and the Josh Dix part of this whole thing. I know I talked about it a little bit this morning before DB got here, but obviously just really tough news for not just Josh and his family, but seemingly for the entire Creighton program. Greg McDermott sounded really, really emotional when he was talking to John Bishop last night, and John sounded emotional too, honestly. Just a really, really tough situation all around.
Yeah. And I mean, this is something she's been fighting for years.
Yeah.
And a huge part of why Josh came back and committed to Creighton was so he could be close to home and spend this time with her.
Yeah.
Because her health had continued to deteriorate. I didn't know it was to this. I think she went into hospice the night before and then morning of her. So it happened pretty quick. It seemed I didn't know we were quite to that stage.
Yeah.
Mac said that he got to see her on Sunday, but on top of it, he's been dealing with the flu, so he hasn't been able to spend the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Like he didn't practice Monday or Tuesday, went out there, and so not only that, so he's sick. He gets that call Wednesday morning, and Mac said that Creighton lined up a flight to get him home. They were gonna try to figure it out without him, and he's like, "No, I'm staying. I got to be with these guys, and we got to compete." And ultimately, Creighton didn't get the win, but hopefully, and obviously, some of the shooting struggles continued, and it's very understandable at this point.
Yeah.
So he didn't quite get the kind of the Storybrooke ending coming out of this game, but hopefully, just being on that court with his teammates provided some sense of solace for him and for the team and for everybody involved. Because Mac talked about just how much it impacted everybody. Like how close they are with Josh and Blake Harper. Again, we just talked about. I mean, I wrote plenty about both Josh and Blake, and focused on Blake at the during the peak out because of the situation with his mom. And so now,
he's lost his mom in 2023 for people that aren't aware.
And then at the pink out, he had just a moment where it hit him before the game in the locker room. And Mac talked about just how the teammates rallied around him, picked him up, and he went out and made the star and played well. And then so knowing what Josh is going through, I think it hit Blake a little different, even as everybody else struggled with it. So just a really rough 7 or so days for Josh and his family and the whole Creighton program. And like Max said afterward, like they know they've got issues. This isn't what anybody wants.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to work through it, but sometimes things are bigger than basketball. And this is certainly one of those cases where the result ultimately almost don't even matter at this point. Like there's time for them to go back and try to figure it out and move ahead. But I think right now that's where the focus should be first. And
for sure. Yeah. And it's one of those things where obviously this season hasn't gone how Creighton wanted it to, but, and I said this morning as well, just having this opportunity and being able to give this opportunity to Josh to play near his home and get to spend this extra, 8 months it's been in the same basically city as his mom. Like I'll count this season up as a success on that alone. Like I don't know what the final record's going to be. I don't know. I mean, doesn't seem like they're going to make an NCAA tournament. I have no idea what that looks like in terms of other postseason opportunities, but like that alone to me is, it's like, I'm going to call that a win, whatever that looks like.
And I encourage just go check out my gamer on Bluejay Breakdown page on hurrdatsports.com. I steered away from the typical basketball analysis just to talk about Josh and his situation and kind of lay out, like you mentioned, that Greg McDermott, just the emotions that he was speaking with John Bishop after the game. Yeah, obviously they didn't send any players to speak anywhere. They were trying to get out of there and get everybody home. And but I've heard Mac get emotional at times, never quite to that degree.
No.
And like he was struggling at the start, struggling at the end.
It was jarring.
Yeah.
Because you just don't hear him like that.
And this is a guy that's been been here for 6 months, been a part of the program for like 9 months, and it's clear how much of an impact that he's already had on McDermott and the program and his teammates and everything. And not surprised, like just knowing the kind of person Josh is, and like having, I mean, the first time I saw him play he was a sophomore in high school. So it's kind of, I've been able to kind of follow his journey from afar over these years, and it's just unfortunate. Like this, you wish that everybody always got what they deserved and that the work always was rewarded. And this season for Josh is just
hasn't gone that way.
It just has not gone, like it just doesn't, the lid on that rim for him. I was so glad that he finally got one to go, that step back, his bottom of the net, because he had missed 19 straight threes. This is a guy that was a career 42% 3-point shooter at Iowa. And
at the Big Ten level. I mean, this is not
this
is not a mid-major jump. This has been a certified bucket shooter at the high major level,
and just mired in the slump where the ball just would not go on him. Again, 19 straight misses over 4 straight games for a guy who was one of the best shooters in college basketball last year. So
that's just not an exaggeration at all.
It doesn't make any sense. And like it's unfortunate. Like that's one of the things that has baffled me the most about the season. And come to like we have no idea how much all of this is
what he's been going through
him.
personally.
And like he's putting in the work. Like there's nothing different about like his approach, but you just never quite know like how
mentally
how
things are just different, you know.
So just hoping for the best for Josh. Hopefully he can have a strong finish to the season here. Hopefully basketball can continue to provide an outlet for him to just go out and feel okay. And spend time with teammates, and hopefully he can again find some solace in that.
Yeah, absolutely. Hoping the best for Josh and his family as they move forward with all this. Kind of moving into the game itself last night. Tough one, obviously, for Creighton. Had the lead at halftime.
And a 12-0 run early in the second half, and then just never
kind of got away from them, and they could never really climb back into it. Showed a lot of fight at the end there. You mentioned the step back three with like right at 2 minutes left from Josh Dix. Fedor Zugic hit a few shots to try and keep them in it.
He was dealing with the flu too. So like again, everything that can go wrong with this program has. I was at practice Monday. Alexei Dmitrievich, who obviously isn't even playing this year, he went down with an injury early in practice. So like they're even losing guys that aren't in the rotation. They're losing guys that are helping them prepare. So that's just kind of, and again, like Josh and Fedor, Fedor left that practice on Monday early, didn't practice on Tuesday. So you've got all this stuff going in, but down the stretch there, you saw them continue to fight, even though like there was probably no way that they were going to be able to make it all the way back. But they play until the final buzzer.
Yeah, and that's, I mean, it's tough, right? When you have certain expectations for a team, and the expectations for this team were high. They brought in a lot of talent. A lot of that just hasn't worked out. Obviously, Owen Freeman only played 6 minutes last night. He's been the most glaring example of things not working out the way kind of you wanted it to, but it's kind of across the board, right? Like obviously we talked about the season Josh Dix has had not being what you thought it could be. Owen Freeman, that has not been what you thought it would be. Jackson McAndrew hasn't played all year basically because of the injury. Hudson Greer, was he going to redshirt? Was he not going to redshirt? Now he's playing.
Then he's hurt.
Then he's hurt. Now he's back playing again. Probably not getting what you thought you were out of like a Blake Harper and Nick Graves either in terms of
the consistency of
it.
Yeah.
You have really good nights and then it's up and down. And then, I mean, maybe the one bright spot from the transfers has been Austin Swartz, who's maybe ahead of the curve where you thought he was going to be a little bit.
And Georgetown, they remember what he did to him last time. Like they were in his shirt the entire
were on him.
Game.
So
he only had a few buckets, but
only 7 points for him there. But it's just been it's been a really tough season. It's not like one or two things have gone wrong, which they probably could have weathered. They just have not been able to ever get on the same page at any point, basically since the summer. And I just don't know what to do with that. Like, I don't know what to do with that on any individual game. I don't know what to do with that moving forward as we look at this team.
I guess if we're looking for positives, probably just the extended run for Hudson Greer, like moving forward. Obviously
he's got to be important for the program.
Obviously, like the NCAA tournament, like that's don't even think about that right now. It's a game-to-game process, trying to find some positive takeaways And in this case,
at this point, you're just trying to be able to play well for when you go to New York, so you have a puncher shot. Because that's the only path forward here for Creighton as an NCAA tournament team.
And to feel good going into whatever is going to
the Crown or wherever. Yes.
There's still other postseasons there you could potentially make if you would like to continue competing. And again, you're always.
I have to imagine this team probably would, from what we've seen, if they're healthy enough.
But Greer for 24 minutes, by far the most since he's gotten back. And Harper was dealing with foul trouble, which again, this was a homecoming for him. So another situation where things aren't going the way that you would hope for a guy like that obviously has had a rough week himself. You would have hoped to see a better game for him and things go better for him. But Greer stepped up again, 24 minutes with Fedor sick, with Josh Dix, with Blake in foul trouble. That opened up minutes for Hudson. And he had some shots that probably should have gone down that didn't in the second half, but he got off to a really good start. He was the only one that hit 3 in the first half for the team, came off a handoff and confidently knocked it down from the right wing. That started a 7-0 run. It started to slip away from them, and then they hit a 7-0 run to surge ahead. And he hit the 3, and then an alley-oop to Jason Green from Nick Graves, and then Graves hit Greer on an alley-oop in transition from beyond half court for a little catch and lay-in. So nice little spurt from him in the first half, and then came off the bench. Harper picked up his 3rd foul, came off the bench, and immediately knocked down a corner 3. So you're starting to see, and there are a couple of rebounds that he got in traffic where he just jumped out a heck of a lot higher than anybody else.
I know, he's a great athlete, really good athlete. Yeah,
you can see it's not all the way there yet, but there's certainly some encouraging signs from this game. Again, I think he was 2 for 7 from 3 of 10 overall. So didn't end up being an efficient game in the end. But I mean, he had 1 3 that circled it around twice and then popped out. It's good process to start that game, which is good to see, because I didn't think a couple games ago, I thought he pressed a little bit. And so to see him kind of within the flow of things, and I thought was taking better shots in this game. So he's going to be a key every game moving forward. It's all right, what are you getting from Hudson? What strides is he taking?
If for no other reason, just how much run can you get him so he's ready next year?
And you'd like to make sure that he feels a part of this moving forward and is confident in his own trajectory.
In
That's
his
always
role.
something you have to be cognizant of. So
especially with he was a very highly recruited guy coming out.
Without a doubt. So that was a good sign, just to see him get more run and able to kind of figure some things out. Defensively, part of this was Georgetown got what I call the Marquette-itis. They missed a ton of bunnies in the first half. According to Stat Broadcast, they were 1 for 12, I believe, on layups in the first half.
That's pretty bad.
So that certainly helped.
Hard to win that way.
Yeah. That being said, Creighton did. Some of that was Creighton forcing contested layups. Versus, and their defense was better. I mean, the first time they played Georgetown, they gave up 50 points in the paint, only 26 in this one. They gave up 57% shooting the first time, only 35% in this one. It's just Creighton wasn't able to get going offensively, and then the free throws down. Obviously, they fouled them on purposely down the stretch to kind of further inflate that number. But I mean,
there's a pretty dramatic difference even before they started fouling down the stretch. I think it was 24 to 4 or something, even before the last 2 minutes of the game. It was pretty dramatic.
So that's how Georgetown was able to overcome it. But it was good to see them make some strides defensively and show some fight, where obviously that hasn't necessarily been happening very often recently. I had the numbers in my preview. It's been over since the St. John's game, they were 331st in the country in adjusted defensive efficiency, according to Torvik. So they overall they were the lowest rated high major team during that span. So that's, you never want to be in that situation. So that just kind of shows
it's not the conversation you want to be a part of.
The rut they had fallen into. And this game they didn't get the win, but that is something okay, maybe there's a little bit of fight here. The immediate problem they have to figure out and get fixed, especially for the game coming up, is they were leading the Big East in 3-point percentage until 3 games ago, and
they are certainly not leading it now.
A loss across the last 3 games, they are 21 of 88, which is just under 24%.
That's pretty bad.
And so they're gonna have a tough time. They attempted over 33s in 2 of those, and again, some of the Georgetown ones are just chucking at the end. Although they hit a few of those.
That improved their percentage.
Yes,
because
Fedor hitting a few.
He went 3 for 4 at the end. Otherwise, they were 8 for 33.
Yeah,
you take those out, you're 5 for 28.
Again, they were 1 for 11 in the first half, and they were still in it until that 12-0 run. So. They got to find their collective stroke because this team just doesn't have enough other ways to score.
No, they don't.
To make up for that. And that's kind of how this team was built. So that's the immediate kind of like, all right, they're always going to continue experimenting defense. They've got to continue to try different things. And we saw they threw out the 1-3-1 again, and some of the pressing again, and it was effective in stretches. It's just they're still struggling to rebound out of it. But they're trying some different things now. They just have to give themselves a chance. They got to get back to being able to outscore teams, and that largely starts with the 3-point line.
Yeah, I mean that's what you saw in the Xavier game, right? Going like 94 for 93, like that's stylistically the game Creighton needs to play to win, and they've got to shoot the ball well to do that.
The other on the less positive side, Nick Graves actually put together back-to-back good games in both these losses.
He did.
And then he was playing really well, making good decisions, making plays, and then came up with the foot issue. Like you can see him, he's kind of walking gingerly out there, tried to play through it, and then hit a timeout, checked out, got looked by Ben McNair, and didn't return.
Yep.
And hopefully part of that is just like, hey, we're probably not let's just let the young guys go and see if they can do something here. And we're not gonna have you play through this right now because like what's the upside? Hopefully that's the case because obviously he is over these last 2 games. McDermott
seems to have found something.
Yeah, he moved back to the starting lineup with Graves at the point and Blake Harper at the 4. And he stuck with that lineup for the last 2 games.
Mm-hmm.
It got into the point where I think they got as much out as he possibly could of the group that he had been starting.
Ty Davis Trout.
Group. So it was time to try something different. And again, Graves played well against UConn. Part of that was just hitting shots, but he made good decisions.
He had 5 assists last night. They only had 11 last night. He had 5 of them.
Yeah, and they had 16 turnovers. He only had 2 of them.
Yeah.
And that was a huge part of it. Some of them were just sloppy. Some guys just getting the ball picked or making some bad passes. But again, going back to the beginning, it's understandable if maybe the guys were a little distracted and not totally locked in this game.
Anything else on the men?
I guess just touching on the pink out, they raised over $100,000. The auction made over $43,000. And that's in a year where obviously the excitement around the program isn't what it normally is.
Not what it has been.
So I think that just kind of speaks to the passion that the fan base has for this cause and for what the program does. And again, McDermott talked about how much it means to him and just how blown away he is by the way that everybody has embraced it, the people behind the scenes that helped him organize this and get this off the ground, and obviously the fans that participate every single year.
Yeah.
And again, that moment at the under 8 timeouts always gives you chills. And so it's just unfortunate. Obviously, UConn's just in a couple tiers above where Creighton is right now, just completely outclassed. Again, they competed for about 15 minutes of that game. They played them to a draw and then got away from them.
Yep.
So not a whole lot basketball to take away from that, but I think it was cool. It's unfortunate that on such an emotional day the game went the way it did. But I think it was cool just seeing how much that the fans are still kind of locked into this cause and doing what Creighton needs.
For sure, it's certainly one of the best things that Creighton does. And maybe one of the best things anybody in the country does, if we're being honest here.
So they got Seton Hall next, and then DePaul after that next week before we talk again. Like I said, they have to find that 3-point shot because Seton Hall, they are really, really struggling offensively. They've dropped some games recently. They are kind of playing their way out of the NCAA tournament, which means this is a game that they can't afford to lose, so they're going to come out desperate.
Yep.
They are really tough interior defensively, so Creighton's going to have to be able to knock down threes to loosen up that defense.
There you go. On the women's side, things are looking better.
2-0 week. That's what you called for.
2-0 week. That's what we called for. That's what we needed. And what a performance yesterday by a couple people on this team, Gesser and Grace.
Yeah.
for sure. I mean, got the real close win. Boffelli had the game winner against Georgetown, make it 64-62. And then you've got, I mean, what can you say about Neely Gessert with the 30 burger? Like she's continues to have a phenomenal freshman season.
And starting with Boffelli, 17 rebounds in this game, which 10th most ever for in a game for program history. I believe Glenn Sis put out, and capped it off with the game winner. Just a little fake handoff all the way to the rim.
She
laid
goes,
it
I
in.
turned around. I didn't see a lot of defenders, so.
What was funny is I was just hoping I made it. I mean, she went hard and she ended up crashing under the basket afterward. And,
she did. She went hard in the paint.
Yeah. So
I appreciate that.
Heck of a play. And obviously, I'm pretty sure everybody in that gym thought that Neely Gessert was touching the ball in that play. So it was a great read by Grace.
Yeah.
But to get the win, and she's, man, coming off the injury, coming off from playing lower level, I think, I mean, she hasn't been a dominant player every single game, but I think you've gotten everything you could have hoped for
sure
out of her.
Yeah.
And, just bringing that level of physicality and experience. But Neely Gessert, man.
So she went 13 for 23, 5 of 12 from 3-point range, and had 31 points.
Third most by a Creighton freshman ever.
Yeah, it was Connie Yorie's one, right?
Yeah.
It had like a 42. And then I think 33 was the next one on the list.
I believe so. I forgot her name. Sorry.
Yeah, it was
Glenn put out the list.
1990. So Yorie was in 82, then 91, and then this is the next one by Gessert at 31 points. I mean, can you kind of help me put into context here just like the type of freshman season she's having, whether it's just for like contextually, is there another name that comes to mind that remind you of her?
Yeah, well, no, I can't recall. They had some Carly, her assistant coach, Carly Tritz. Carly Berger now came in and was great right away as a freshman, and Marissa Janning was pretty good early. So they've had some good players, but that was a ways back, not in the Big East necessarily for some of that. So.
And not scoring at this level.
Yeah, and
either.
she's leading the Big East in 3-pointers.
Not just for freshmen, just leading the
Yeah. But the most impressive part about this is we know that she can just bomb from 3.
Yeah.
We've talked about that over and over again. Again, hit 5 of them in this game. The most impressive part, and I think the biggest thing moving forward and taking away from this game as you continue to progress throughout the season, and this is something that we are kind of waiting for, is like, all right, can she take that next step in this area? 8 of 11 inside the arc. And she's someone
a big deal.
Yeah, she's struggled. It's been mostly 30. She's kind of struggled for the most part inside the arc. And so some of the shots she was hitting too in this game, hand in the face, off the dribble, pull up, knocking it down in important moments too when they really needed them. And so if you add that kind of the second and third levels to obviously her being one of the most feared 3-point shooters in the country because of not only just the volume but the locations, the type of 3 she takes, she'll pull up from 30 feet without any problems.
Zero conscious there.
So she'll launch from anywhere. So now that means that closeout has to come that much faster, that much more urgent, which
so you have
opens
to be able
up
to
the
attack.
Yes, and she was able to do that and get to her spots and hit shots. So that's, I think, if she continues to add that to her game, now we're talking about something truly special here as she progresses throughout the rest of her career.
So for context there, going into last night's game, the season stats on Creighton haven't been updated yet, but going into last night's game, she had taken 234 field goal attempts on the season. 176 of those had been from outside the arc. So not quite an Ethan Rogge ratio there, but we're getting in the neighborhood.
It's about 75% 3-point rate.
Yeah, so we're getting in the neighborhood there. And because of that, the field goal percentage overall is very similar to her 3-point percentage. It's 38% to 39% basically. So to go and have an efficient night from inside the arc as well as go 5 for 12 from outside the arc, that is where the progression of her game and being not just a flamethrower, but an actual full three level scorer. That's the context of what you're talking about here. Not just the ability to shoot and finish inside the three-point arc, but the willingness to take your game there on a consistent basis. Because again, that's not something she's done a ton of over the course of 22 games. That's like three extra 2-pointers a game compared to 3-pointers. Like we're not talking about a lot of shots there. So for her to go 11 shots inside the arc yesterday is a big deal.
Yeah, and shows the confidence, the work she's been putting in, that she was getting to those spots and knocking down those shots. And again, important moments. So they were out to a 14-4 lead in the game, but then they only scored 7 points in the second quarter. Just went ice cold.
Yeah.
Neely had 6 of those 7. She was 3 of 5. Everybody else was 0 for 9 from the field for the 1 point. So kept them afloat enough that at halftime they weren't chasing a big deficit. And they fell behind by 5 in the third quarter, and then they put up 24 in the third to get themselves kind of back into it going into the fourth quarter. And Neely scored 10 of the team's 14 in the fourth as they held off Georgetown, and again, Buffelli got the game winner. So it's just a huge performance from her, and I think Matt DeMarinis highlighted this. Allison Heathcock, as the X factor of this team, is kind of the glue player that does a little bit of everything. But like when she's producing offensively, that's Creighton wins. It's almost that simple. Creighton is now 9-1 when she scores 9 or more points on the season, and she hit that 9. She finished with 9, but hit all 3 of them right away in the first quarter to help them get off to the good start. Hit 3 threes in the first, and in Creighton's wins this season, she's averaging 10.5 points, 5.3 boards, 3.5 assists, and shooting 43% from 3. In the losses, that's 5.5 points, under 4 rebounds, just over 2 assists, and 25% from 3. So she's kind of at this point a barometer for how the team is doing, and when she's able to lock in, and she had 2 good games. She had double in their first game. Finished again off to a great start here before Gesser took over and carried the load. So, yeah, Creighton's got to be feeling good. I mean,
they've won 3 in a row now,
and that's Seton Hall. That's a good win against Seton Hall. They were missing Jada Eads, who's one of their double-digit scorers, but it's still a team that's 9-4 in the Big East.
Well, and they waxed St. John's right before that. We talked about that last week. They went and got Seton Hall on the road, and then came back last night, got Georgetown at home. So 3-0 in their last 3
matches, their longest winning streak of the season.
Up to 500 in conference now, 7-7 in conference. 1 game away from being 500 on the season. So you're starting to see some of the things we talked about in previous weeks of sort of stacking some of the things we'd seen together. And now they've got Marquette coming to town on Sunday.
Yeah, and the Seton Hall, it was a team win. It wasn't like we've seen some of their wins have been, Neely went off. Ava went off.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of the case. Like,
mostly Neely or Ava.
If one of the freshmen has a really good game, they've got a chance to win.
I think Grace has done it once or twice.
Yeah. They had 6 players between 8 and 16 points in the game. And
against
they won,
Seton Hall.
And they won despite shooting 8 of 28 from 3.
Yeah, which is not something you thought they could survive.
No,
honestly.
They held Seton Hall to 32% shooting, so they won with their defense, which has been inconsistent, I guess you could say, this season. And put together a run early and then a run late to seal it. Heathcock had the double-double, like I mentioned, so a huge win for them. So with these 2 wins, they, like you said, they're 7-7 in conference in 6th place. Only a game back of St. John's, who they swept, and put them up 2 games on Georgetown. So that was an important win against Hoyas to kind of maintain their place in the middle of the conference. And they really needed these wins because the next 3 are the top 3 teams in the conference.
It's tough,
Marquette, UConn, and Villanova. So
I mean, obviously with UConn, you chalk up the loss. It is what it is.
Yeah, Seton Hall lost by 40. Yeah, and again, that's a good Seton Hall team.
So and
40 or 50.
And Marquette, they lost by 18 on the road just about a month ago. The one that kind of interests me in this stretch is Villanova.
They almost got him the first time, let that one slip away.
Yeah, so like it ends up being a 10-point game. It was closer than that. It felt like they had a real opportunity to win that game. So that one is interesting here. Obviously, my goal if I'm Creighton is I try and I want to be in the game with Marquette, right? They weren't really in it in Milwaukee. I want to be in that game. whatever happens at UConn happens at UConn, whatever. And then I really think you got to get the Villanova win. That's important.
I think if you go 1-3 in these next 3, you feel pretty good about where you are considering this.
Yeah, it's the top 3 teams in the
If
league.
you can get either that Marquette or Villanova game, again, at home, you're feeling good.
Both of those are at home.
Yeah, it might be a little tougher coming off that UConn game to turn it around and get that Villanova, so you've got that impact of it as well. So maybe that Marquette could be the better chance, although there's some tough matchups there. So, I think this week was huge for them just to where they are, to knowing easily could, if you let that Georgetown game slip away, you don't get that 1 seed in Hall, you're staring at a 5-game losing or more, even beyond that. So huge to get those wins. So now you're kind of playing with a little bit of house money going into this stretch against the teams that you're definitely going to be an underdog in all 3 of those games.
Absolutely. Anything else on the women's side?
Nope. I think that about covers it.
All right. So that is your Bluejay breakdown for the week. We will be back next week. We also will have, starting up here pretty soon, we're going to have some Nebraska post games following the Hurrdat Sports Live morning show, as well as they head into the end stretch of their season, both the men and the women, and as they head into Big Ten conference tournament play as well. So just a little programming note there for you. That's Jacob. I'm Ravi. We'll be back tomorrow with Hurrdat Sports Live at 7 a.m.